Happy Friday. We are back with another No Offense, All Offense with Nana. We have so much to talk about today, so many laughs we hope to have. So grab a beverage, smash that like. Hopefully you're wearing something comfy, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another live stream of No Offense, All Offense with me, stand-up comedian Joleen Lunzer, and my mom, aka Nana, as we talk about pop culture, news stories. We talk about our favorite reality shows, Bravo TV news, all of that. We take a comedic look. We provide our opinions. Remember, we're very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinions as us. You are welcome to sound off in the live chat in the comment section, and we can just agree to disagree about all of these crazy things.
That's my opinion!
Poor Nana. We're trying to get it. Let me see if I can get this.
Move her in.
There, maybe a little bit like this.
I just got out of the shower, guys.
That's
you like this?
okay.
You like this hair? Yeah,
That's
crazy.
okay. You got a little
Crazy hair.
lipstick on your teeth. We're working with what we got this Friday morning. You guys smash that like. If you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you know the drill. You can send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube. I'll highlight your comment. We can talk about it. You can send a super thanks after the video posts. You can hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Everything is on the bottom of the screen and in the description. Or if you want to become a member, you can join the YouTube membership or the Patreon, and you get exclusive content. Here on YouTube, you get exclusive content and custom emojis. So if you're interested, you can. But you don't have to do any of that. You can just sit back, relax, and have a laugh. So let's check in with everybody's favorite Minnesota mom, Nana, a.k.a. Joleen Lunzer. How's it going?
Hi, guys. Still in California. I'm trying to learn how to use Jolene's washer and dryer, and it's a lot different than mine. And I'm really into washing and drying clothes. I like it.
It's your favorite thing.
I love it.
It's your favorite thing.
So she showed me where the detergent goes today and the softener, the fabric softener. And I've just been putting it over the whole.
Washer drum.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, okay. I thought, oh God, I've been doing it wrong. But anyway, that's my big exciting news.
If you see me and I stink, it's Nana's fault. But I just appreciate you wanting to do my laundry.
I love it. I
So,
just think it's fun.
Here, we'll move it.
Okay.
I wish I didn't have. I
Right,
have one
I'm
of those L-shaped desks, you guys, and so
all
I
right.
can't move over more.
That's all
Let's
right.
see if you can. Let's pull yours.
This
in.
is
Okay.
this
Let
is
us know if you guys can hear us well in the live chat. Hello, everyone. I love how Jamie B says hello, hoochies. Nana, are we dressing up for Halloween? We're staying in and passing out candy.
this is it.
Okay.
I did see at Target though they had some blue hairspray. We might have to go back and get that. I always wanted
Yes.
blue hair.
Let's do your hair blue. We could do a Oh, you know what we should do?
No,
Yes.
I hate that look when she gets that look.
We
I
should-
just mentioned I just want to do the spray.
No,
for Halloween. Yes,
We
yes,
should
yes,
put
yes.
like one of those. It's called like not manic panic, but it's those. I used to use it to do my pink. It eventually washes out, and then you can always go to your
Before I die?
hairdresser. Shout out to Heather, and she can clean it up.
No,
Yeah.
no, we're
We're
not
gonna do that.
We're not doing that.
Next
We're
time
just
you see Nana, she'll have blue hair.
we're just spraying just a little in, just a little highlights. That's all we're doing. Thank you, DC. Get the blue hairspray, Nana. Yeah, because that's not too nuts for me.
Oh my God. Chickenhead PK Dorkface Neely. Thank you for the first super chat of the live. Says, love you ladies. So happy to see you live.
Oh, thank you, Chickenhead PK Dorkface. I hate when she gets
Yeah,
that
you
look.
do.
I do, because I know what's coming. I thought, here it comes. She's got a different
Here it
plan for me.
Here's it. You know what? I think I'm gonna dress Nana up like a BB. I'm gonna be Angela. I'm pretty sure. For Halloween from Big Brother, and maybe I can dress Angela. I can dress Nana up as Quinn.
No, you know what?
You got a little thing on your teeth again. Poor girl. No, on your teeth.
All right, why don't you give me a piece of Kleenex and I'll whip around.
Okay, we're gonna whip around. We're whipping
Sorry,
around.
I don't usually wear much makeup, and whatever.
You don't have to. You're gorgeous. You're natural. Oh, look at she's so polite. She's turning her back to get the lipstick off her teeth. Let's see. Oh, gorgeous,
All right.
Nana. You are just. There's a trash right there.
Thank
For
you.
Hello, Pamela. Hello, everyone joining us live. Roxanne, thank you for being a beat, Jolene. Also love the relationship. Oh, you're so welcome. Well, I mean, honestly, when my mom visits, it's my favorite time because
love
she's
this.
my bestie. And I'm your bestie, right?
Yes, I love
But
this.
producer Linda.
Producer Linda.
I don't want
yes.
to take over from her, but I'm her
favorite daughter.
you
always.
made me, so I'm your
Yes.
homegrown bestie.
That's right. It was either me or Linda that birthed you.
Yeah,
Remember?
producer Linder could producer Linder
Linder.
still be my mom. If you guys missed yesterday's live, please go back and watch it because Nana gave the best review of Beetlejuice or Topper. I don't even know what you reviewed. It was great.
I don't know either. Did we watch a movie last night or did I fall asleep?
We watched the Vikings. So
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna
That was-
talk quickly about
that
what
was
we
a movie.
watched. And we need like an intro for like sports segments with Joleen and Nana.
That's scary.
And we barely know what we're talking about. So maybe we'll use bling, 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 bitches is mad.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
I was just screaming, 1st and 10, do it again, because that's all I know.
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
don't
you
know
were.
what 1st and 10 meant.
So I was explaining because I recently got into football. Obviously,
I couldn't believe it.
I've been a Minnesotan my whole life, even though I've lived in California and Arizona for most of my adult life.
Yeah.
But obviously, born and raised in Minnesota. So my brother, my dad, everyone I know is a Vikings fan, except for my friends across the river. Shout out to my Wisconsin friends, obviously Packer fans. I like hockey, always have, but football I recently got into because of Taylor Swift. I'll be honest, I was one of those people. I knew Taylor Swift was
Oh.
going to be at the Super Bowl because she's, dating Travis Kelce. Apparently, he's on the Kansas City Chiefs. I do know that now. And the Kansas City Chiefs used to practice at my college, UW River Falls.
Oh, that's
Shout
right.
out. And so that's the extent I knew. And I tuned in and I actually asked Hype Man Husband Shell to explain what was going on. And I'm sure there have been other men or women in my life who have tried to explain foosball to me before.
I didn't get it. I really still don't get it.
Yeah.
Not sure I really want to. I really like to. I mean, my son played football and I just go, run, honey, whatever.
Mhm.
I just didn't,
I don't even know if I
didn't
went to one of Bill's football games because I was in college at the time. Maybe I did. I don't remember.
Yeah, but you were in the halftime show.
No, I wasn't.
You were in the halftime show. Yes.
Not the halftime.
Yes, it was the halftime show.
Pregame.
Was it pregame?
Mm-hmm.
She was in the pregame show. I told everybody you were in the halftime.
Halftime sounds way cooler.
Were you in the pregame? Was that what it was?
Yeah, so there's a show that happens pregame. So Super Bowl, what was it?
How many have we had?
What year was it in Minnesota?
1987,
No, it was like 1991,
1991.
1990. Either way, 1990 or 1991. Humble brag from Nana. Thank you for remembering.
Well, it was so fun. And
it was so fun. I auditioned to sing. They had a Little Orphan Annie production they were doing. We had the Super Bowl. It was the whatchamacallits.
yeah, we
Buffalo
know a lot.
Bills versus the San Francisco, was it the 49ers and the Bills? Something like that. Okay. And there was a pregame show. I auditioned to be Annie and sing, "The sun will come out tomorrow." Needless to say, they were like, "No, thank you. No, thank you," with that voice. But they said, "Can you dance?" And I said, Can I dance? I had been in dance since I was little. Not like competitive dance like you would consider now. I went to the K Cook School of Dancing, St. Paul, Minnesota. RIP
Shout out.
K Cook. Shout
That's
out.
right.
My favorite part about it was next to a Hollywood video, and we could rent video and get VHSs and snacks afterwards.
And I could smoke in the parking lot. It
And
was
then
great.
I could smoke in the parking lot. I took jazz, ballet, tap, the whole nine. So then they're like, "We need orphans." And I said, "I'm your gal." So then I auditioned to dance with thousands of girls, and they selected a couple hundred of us, 150? I don't know.
I don't even think there was 150. I mean, you beat out a lot of
A
those
lot
little
of
girls.
I beat their asses. Okay. And then I would dance in the Super Bowl pregame show, and I got MC Hammer was there.
Jamie, thank you.
Jamie.
1992.
And you know
He's on
what
top
the
of it.
shittiest part is, you guys? There was a woman who was, I think, one of the moms of one of the girls, one of the performers.
Oh.
And she had everyone pay her. And at the time, this is 1992, like Jamie B looked up.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
yes.
And she had a VHS camera, and she was almost doing like a documentary style, so we could remember this when we got old, like 44.
It was so nice of her too.
So nice. So she was going around filming everything. She interviewed us. It was just like, it would have been this
Minnesota nice.
great memento.
In time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was memories frozen in time and also a moving picture, so maybe not frozen. And we were waiting to get this VHS tape and waiting. And still From 1992 to 2024, we are still waiting. That woman disappeared with the money.
Yes.
Do you remember her name?
I don't remember her name, but I remember it was $20. And we sent it and gave her the $20, just like everybody did. So she made a killing. And that's kind of before the casinos hit big in our area. So maybe it wasn't that. I don't know what she did with the money.
But we never got the video. So I would be able to, you can find it. You can find our performance if you look on YouTube. I mean, you're not going to see me. I'm one of the orphans and I'm doing cartwheels and it's a hard knock life. We did It's a Hard Knock Life. For
That's
us, it's a hard knock. And we did sing, but
it was good.
It was mostly like
It
singing
was
over a track.
I just felt so bad because needless to say, we couldn't afford tickets to the Super Bowl. So
I got in for free, obviously, because I had to perform.
And it was just exciting for us. That's all.
Yeah. And Nana was at home. And I remember my parents saying, okay, well, Joe, it's okay if you don't make it. And then I kept going, I got a call back because you would just get called back to another room.
That's right.
The same day because you would have to audition like boom, boom, cat, scat, cat, and then you would go check a list. It was kind of like Fame, right?
Yes, I'm going to live forever. Yes.
And it was so fun. But thank you for bringing that up. Back to the foosball.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Just,
But yeah, if anyone knows that lady or was a part of the pregame Super Bowl show with me where you were, bless you, you were an orphan and you sang It's a Hard Knock Life and did dances while the real Annie, who got the part, did the real singing. And you remember this? Reach out. Let's find this lady. Let's find someone related to her and see if we can get this tape. Because I know she recorded things. And you never know. Maybe it wasn't even a nefarious reason. Maybe she got overwhelmed and she was like, and then she just disappeared. Maybe she fell off a cliff. But
and maybe she should.
Nana.
I'm sorry. I just don't do that to us. We were all excited for this.
We don't even know if she is, you know what I mean? Like maybe something tragic happened and she could never get the VHS tapes out.
That's a shame.
That's a shame. Okay. Thank you, Andrew. So we watched the Vikings last night. Long story short, we watched the Vikings last night play the LA Rams. We lost. So now we're 5-2, which sucks. Rams, dirty. I don't care. I lived in LA, but you dirty, dirty dogs. That last face mask call where they pulled Darnold Young. I saw you celebrating. You could have twisted it. He could have twisted his neck off, his head off.
That's right.
You could have killed the guy. And the refs were like, I didn't see it.
How could you miss it?
And so not only did they get the ball back, and then the game was basically over, but they got 2 points because they get I'm just learning this. You get 2 points if you sack the quarterback in their end zone.
Whatever that means. Yes, you shouldn't do it.
Don't do it. Don't grab face masks. Okay. Andrea, thank you so much. I'd love to hear you do recap photo albums.
Wouldn't that be fun? I have so many photo albums.
Don't tempt us with the good time. Susie says, do you ladies even have a VHS player if you found her and got the tape?
Yes.
No. But you know who
I
would
do.
Go?
I do.
You do?
Oh, sure I do.
Where?
It's underneath the little, the big TV stand and stuff. I have it right there.
You still have a big TV stand?
Well, in the living room.
Oh, you're like, okay, yes.
I have a DVD player and then I hung on to the VHS because I have so many VHSs.
Good for you. But if we didn't, we could go to iMemories.com, where you can take your little videos and digitize them. We are not sponsored by iMemories.com, but we would like to be sponsored by iMemories.com because I pay them $7.99 a month to hold all of my digital data from the 90s and 80s that my parents gave me. iMemories.com. Tell them Joleen sent you, and they should give her some money. iMemories.com.
Do you really pay monthly?
I do, and I shouldn't because I should just get another external hard drive and do the damn thing. But I'm just right now. I'm like, just hold it for me because they're very big files. They're like our Christmases from the 80s and 90s. Occasionally, I put little edited clips up on Instagram. Of like our.
I just loved it.
Yeah,
we were at the ocean. And that would be the Pacific Ocean because I've never been to the Atlantic.
And you guys,
in the 90s.
If you're on my Instagram,
oh my gosh, it was so much fun
in her swimmer suit with a boogie board, looking like Baywatch.
I was so excited, and I thought I was chubby then. Oh God, please.
Angie says, I have a VHS player. I'll ship it to you if you don't have. Oh, Angie, you're the sweetest.
Oh, Angie, you found it at the Goodwill. Yeah, see, I knew I would need one because I have so many Disney You know, the Disney movies and stuff
Yes.
that grandma had. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I see a lot of you commenting this, and I do want to. Nana and I were a little late because we were watching Zach Peters live, and I do want to say thank you to Zach because it was really nice of him to always have my back. I honestly I hope that there can be resolution between all parties when it comes to Adam, Zach, Jason, everybody.
Kempire. Yeah.
Kempire. I love
All of 'em.
Kempire. I mean,
Yes.
honestly, I do love all of them. And but I really do appreciate Zach just, because I did feel really bad when I thought I
I
heard
remember you called me.
Adam and Jason. So I did send them a text and, we're fine. I have no ill will towards Adam and Jason. I wish them the best. If I see them, I'll hug them. I'm not, I love Zach. I think Kempire's fantastic. I've never met Kempire in real life, but we'll meet eventually. I know it. So if you missed it, go check out Zach Peter. He did a live earlier today, and I don't know how they got into that subject again.
I didn't see the beginning.
I think it's because Adam is. So I'm not caught up on Housewives of Salt Lake City, even though I need to be for me on Sip and Key. Me and Busy cover it, but Nana's here, and I just haven't gotten caught up. Apparently, on the latest episode, Adam might be in the episode.
Oh, how exciting!
Because he's good friends with Meredith, so there might be maybe Adam told Whitney that Lisa was the one that you haven't watched Salt Lake City.
I haven't, but I
This
remember the
season.
players.
Yes.
Not this season.
So this season they're saying Whitney's jewelry line, I think, is a knockoff of some, I don't know, mass production place. And so I think Adam told Whitney that Lisa had leaked the information because obviously as a blogger, you're going to have that information. So I think something came out about that, and maybe remember Dana Wilkie, 25,000. Now her I could do without. I don't care about Dana Wilkie.
Is she back?
She does. She tries to be a blogger.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I will say that a Daily Dose of Donna too. She was brought up. I met her at Zach's show, and she's awesome. And her show, she does like her channel, and then she does Instagram stuff. And then I used to watch a lot more when I wasn't covering Big Brother because Big Brother just takes up all your time. But she would have like her husband in some videos sometimes, and I really liked her, and she was sweet. But I've only met her once. And then the Real Housewife, Real Andy of Beverly Hills, you met him. He's super cute. I met him at Adam and Zach's show, and then Zach's show. So anyways, a lot of creators were brought up. And then Femme Tarot, I don't know who she is. She seems lovely. I don't know her. She was on with Zach, but somehow they got on the topic of, I think, this feud that has been going on for a while between Zach and Adam and Jason.
Okay.
The only part I had in it, I guess, is that when I was doing a live show with Zach, I didn't understand why they weren't friends, because I loved when Zach and Adam and Jason were friends. And when they did that Spilling Tea show, we did a vlog about it. We had so much fun.
It was so much fun. I was there at that.
You were there.
At the Bourbon Room.
Nana
and all of
them. So she was
so
excited to meet them.
So excited and so handsome, those guys.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, apparently Adam says it's a bad edit or like Bravo. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. But cool that he's in the episode. I mean, whatever. And he is friends with the housewife. So, it makes sense. But we were on stage and we were in the moment and we're live on stage having a good time. And it got brought up there that they weren't getting along. And I said, well, let's just call Adam. Let's squash this. I figured they're both young. I like both these guys. I'm in the moment there. I'm the older. I'm like, hey, let's see what's going on. Honestly, I didn't know it was as deep as it clearly has become from what both sides have explained. I had no idea that it was this deep. I thought, being a comedian as long as I have and being a content creator now, you can work with people and it just doesn't work out. And you just realize you don't mesh. I thought maybe there was some kind of silly, I don't know.
Usually it's just a misunderstanding
Yeah.
and it just gets blown up, but I don't know anything. So
Yeah. Oh, and it involved MJ from Traders too. Obviously, MJ was iconic on this last season of Traders. So anyways, I know I'm jumping around it, but it was a lot. We were watching Zach and I kept pushing live back. I'm like, oh my goodness. So what was I saying again? Salt Lake, Adam, Jason,
yeah,
Zach. overall, I thought it was just a misunderstanding. I thought it was just, silly. Like, I'm older, I've been through stuff. Let me help you guys out, and then it'll be good for the show. Well, I think that it was, during a time that I just apologized to Adam and Jason because I said I should have never made that call on stage to you guys. I had no idea it was as deep as that. I really thought it wasn't. Bad call on my part, but I had no ill intention. If anything, I would love if they would make up and go back on tour together. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, I had fun. I loved opening for them. I loved doing stand-up at their show. I loved meeting all their fans. Like,
it was exciting.
Yes, and their subscribers. Like Norma was on Zach's live today. She's great. So that was, I think at the time it was just a sensitive time, and they might have taken it some type of way, like I was intentionally I don't know, doing something that I wasn't. And Adam had just lost his grandpa, and I was really close to my grandpa, my mom's dad. And yeah. And so I felt for him in that sense. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I just, anytime someone's hurting, and if I care about that person, then they are insinuating that I had something to do with hurting them, I want to apologize. I want to recognize their feelings. I want to apologize. But it was, I talked to Zach at the time, and I was like, that was never my intention. And Zach's like, I know you love Adam and Jason. Like, obviously we're not like, it's not like I know them super well, but I really enjoy them, especially Jason. And that's no shade to Adam. It's just that Jason and I are closer in age. We've had more conversations. So, but yeah, I have no ill will towards them. Obviously, I don't have ill will towards Zach. I love Zach. Love Kempire. Love The Real Andy. I think Daily Dose of Donna is great. Who else was brought up? Yeah, I don't know. That's all. Yeah, Nana's bored.
No, I'm not bored. No, I'm relaxed. There's a difference.
Yeah, I think it's, it's.
I don't like fighting. I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be 70 next month, and I've had enough fights in my life. I'm tired.
If any, and I feel like that as I got in my 40s. So I was like,
Yeah,
you
more
guys,
mellow.
you can get along, because their Spilling the Tea show was so fun, and they really played off each other well.
And they put it together
Yes.
so well. They just did. And they were everybody was so professional. It was so exciting to see.
And I got to meet Ariana that night.
I got to meet a lot of them.
And then Sheena, before she kind of, whatever she did in season 11, because this is years ago now. And so it's, I just hope that they can figure it out, because, I don't know.
And it was very exciting to be there and to meet everybody from that show.
Yes.
From Vanderpump
The
Rules.
Toms were there, and that's before we knew about Scandival.
I mean, the Toms were there, and they had one Tom on this side and one Tom on that side.
And Schwartz
And
and,
it was
you were having a great conversation.
It was just fun.
And they even went up to my parents after I performed stand-up, and they said, like,
yes, oh, she did such a fabulous job. You should be so proud.
I mean, now I think Sandoval would probably be like, oh, that bitch that roasts me on the internet. Yeah, and you deserve it. So,
but oh well, things change. But it was a very exciting time. And I said to Dad, Papa was there, and I looked at Papa and I go, we're the oldest people in the room, and I don't care. I didn't care.
No, because people loved
great.
you. Like, you're the star, Nana.
It was great.
Melissa, thank you for the super chat. Melissa says, oh my gosh, Nana was at the Bourbon Room that famous. Yeah, she wasn't at the Bourbon Room the night Zach was talking about.
Yeah,
where there was an alleged altercation that Zach says didn't happen the way they say it happened. She was at the Bourbon Room, their first Spilling the Tea show in Los Angeles.
So good. It was so good. And I just kept staring at all three of them, Adam, Jason,
and Zach.
And I kept staring at him going, how do you get your face so smooth and just beautiful? And it was just like the most beautiful skin ever.
They're so beautiful.
They are.
So
I was just like, wow. I could tell I'm from Minnesota.
And, I've done shows, obviously, with Zach since then. I would do shows with Adam and Jason. Again, I would do shows with Kempire if he wanted me to. Like, I would do that because I really enjoy collaborating with creators. And I hate to see them go down a route of drama creators that I've seen what happens to those people. I think every party involved is extremely talented, and they just, I mean, and maybe this, I don't know. I think what everyone is doing, keep that up, because you don't want to go down the route of some of these people that need
you're all
to.
so talented. Just grab your talent and run with it and forget about this bullshit.
Yeah, so that's like the only tea we have. But honestly, you guys, I sent both. When I thought I hurt Adam and Jason's feelings, I sent them both a long text, and I really just felt really bad because that was never my intention. And yeah, and I do appreciate Zach always, having my back in that sense. Obviously, as creators, we're not always going to agree with each other's takes on shows or opinions, and sometimes creators are going to go at each other. But I never like when people I like go after each other. Now, if some of those drama creators go after each other, and who mostly do drama, I might tune in for that. But when it's like people and you just want them to be buddies. You want them
That's
to.
right. You want them to get along the way they got along that night on the stage. It was beautiful.
Yes,
It was really
Miss Diamond,
so good.
We don't want the guys to end up down a road of that 90-day person who, if that's kind of if you feed in or if you,
Yeah.
if you, but it sounds like you have a friendship where two people were hurting, and for whatever reason, I don't know what started it. I clearly did not know the extent of the fight, or I would have just stayed the fudge out of it and I would never have volunteered to let me help you guys maybe talk. And it sounds like Norma also tried to do that.
But that sounds like something you would do.
Yes, if I like you, I'm an Aquarius.
Right.
If I don't like you, go to hell. Like, you can wear it. But I genuinely like these people, and as creators, I really like them. You guys know I like a lot of the creators, like Mims. Oh my God, shout out to Mims. Make it make sense. He's one of my besties. I talk to him on the phone. Like, I adore him and all his success, and he's just killing it. And he's so smart. And I can't say enough good things about him. Ndub says, come back to the Bourbon Room next month. Kempire's going to be there on your birthday.
On the 20th?
November 20th.
No. Well, maybe he'll shout out my birthday.
Well, you probably have to be there.
Oh, well, I think he should just shout it out anyway.
Well, I was thinking about that before I asked you to come, because I was like, maybe I'll get Nana a ticket and we'll go to Kempire's, but now you're here now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Chatty Kathy says, so sweet to see your mid-states values. Nana, you raised it. Thank you. Is sweet of you to say.
I raised two wonderful kids. We did.
I really like supporting people. Now, if I don't like you, I will. And if you're a racist, I don't have time for that. But I think these are good people. And I think this industry, and I've seen it through stand-up, it can make you very competitive against each other. It can make people become opportunistic. And I'm not saying that's true for any of the parties involved, but it just can, it's that old Baz Luhrmann song. And I say old, but it's like 1999, where he made a song about a lady who gave a speech at a college graduation. And when she says the race is long, and in the end, it's only against yourself. No one is a competitor to me when it comes to comedy or content, because I do my own thing. I'm in my own lane. And I feel like everyone should be that way, especially your friends. If your friends get on and your friends do well, that only helps you too, if you want to think about it that way, because if they're truly your friends, they'll shout you out. They'll help you out. I do that for my friends, but you see that in LA a lot, again, which I didn't like, is people who will just drop you or not help you. And it's like, well, what's the point? You see people like Adam Sandler. He always brought his friends. In every movie he wrote or made, he cast his friends. Amy Schumer does the same thing. Love her or hate her, she supports her damn friends. She puts her friends in stuff, So it's better to have friends than to be competitive or to be insecure. Or they got more numbers than me. I don't give a shit. Like, I am going to have my core people because they're here because they like me, they like Nana. And you're going to have your core people because they like you. And we have crossover audience, and
that's exciting.
How it is.
When I watch the other, podcasts and stuff, and I'll say hi to the person. Like, I'll say hi to Kempire, I'll say hi to Mims, or, hi to Jason or something.
Nana was just in Kempire's and Mims, and she's like, hi, Jolene and I are watching, because we were watching because they're covering the Diddy stuff.
Yeah, and they're just so nice. They just go, oh, hi, hi, Nana, hi, Jolene. I just find it exciting that, and then people say, oh, Nana's in the house or something. That's exciting to me.
Yes.
So,
yes, always shout out to Busy Blue, my bestie.
Yes.
Never get busy, but he's not in any of this drama. He's not mentioned. And obviously, Ryan Bailey. We love Ryan Bailey. We got to introduce Nana to Ryan Bailey.
I've seen you do podcasts with Ryan Bailey.
Mhm.
I like him very
Shout out
much.
to Christina Coca. Like, we got our little bestie crew of people that we really enjoy. But yeah, Ryan's great. I saw a post from Ryan quoting Stevie Nicks telling Katy Perry she doesn't have competitors, she has friends. That's true.
Wow.
You don't. You really don't. You really do not have competitors. I know people love to pit people against each other, and that's another thing. People will come in their chats and say, this person said this about you. Make sure you know and you have proof they said it, because people want drama. They are entertained.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw it was at Amber Grace on here that said her birthday was November 2nd. So she's a Scorpio too. Scorpios are a different type of people, aren't we? We really are. But I mean,
You're great people.
I think we are too, and I think a lot of the horoscopes and stuff, but there's something about Scorpios. They either really like you or they really don't.
That's Aquarius. We will give people chances. And then when you do show us who you truly are, it's like you never existed to us. We'll give you a chance here and there. But once we're done, we're done. Yeah. But Scorpios, I think your memory's long.
It is. It's like, it is like an elephant.
Yes.
We forget nothing.
You forget nothing. You're great. I love a Scorpio. I think I might have a Scorpio sun or moon or some shit, which is probably why another reason we get along so well. Dreadful Ruby says, I'd love to see you collaborate with Reality Realness someday. Are you talking about Chantel? You do videos with Busy, who does videos with Kiss My Cheek. I love Chantel. Chantel does We Talk in the DMs. You talk about Chantel from, obviously her own channel, RHAP. She also used to go on with Sarah from Nerdtainment. Oh, I love Chantel. And this is the thing. This season of Big Brother, I had all the intentions of getting so many people on my channel. Even Kempire. I'm still supposed to do a BB live with Kempire. People asked him, he's like, I don't know what Joleen, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I'm waiting, Joleen. And then all of a sudden the season's over. Chantel is the same thing. I love her. Ryan Bailey is freaking fantastic. Speaking of Ryan Bailey, we will get into our first story about Lala. And Ryan Bailey, because he was there for this. So Mystery Singer says, my mom's a Scorpio, and did you already read this?
No, I didn't.
Male Scorpios tend to be bad. Oh, Diddy. Oh, Nana. Diddy's a male Scorpio.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
What's Diddy's birthday? Is he close to Sag?
Let me look it up. Yeah, I love Chantel. Obviously, I love Sarah from Nerdtainment. Sarah's my girl. So let's see. Diddy birthday.
I thought it was like the 27th. Oh, November 4th.
The 4th. Ugh, sorry for all those who might share a birthday with him. No, Ryan's hilarious. I really enjoyed collaborating with Ryan. Okay. Yep. 32 minutes in. We got to timestamp that so I can add timestamps. And we're getting to the first story. Well, technically we did cover a couple stories, but nothing that was in the title.
Do we have to go by that? I mean, we don't. We just run.
Oh no,
we just run amok.
But it's great that Miss Diamond put that, because I do like to have timestamps.
Thank you.
But sometimes I forget to go back. Okay. Oh my goodness, Christina's on her way to see San Antonio. Nana's always wanted to go to San Antonio because you said they have a walk or something.
The San Antonio, this walk by the river. It sounds beautiful. To see the legend Billy Joel and Sting. Oh my gosh.
Sting, hell.
That's wonderful.
To the yes. Yes.
Now, when is that? Is
Come
that
on.
Saturday? That must be Saturday that they're.
Have all the fun, please, and post on social media, Christina, so we can see. Okay, so let's do our first thing. Okay, so Ryan Bailey, our friend Ryan Bailey, he is on Jeff Lewis's podcast a lot. You know Jeff Lewis?
Yes.
Flipping Out. I think his show might be coming back, or a iteration of it. He usually gets some tea from his show, his Sirius Satellites, whatever it's called, show on Radio Andy. And so let me share the screen here so we can listen to it. He had Lala on, and Ryan Bailey was there. And Ryan had some good questions. He always does. And they're asking about the Ariana relationship. So let's take a listen, guys, and see what the $22,444 for 3 tickets tonight.
Wait a minute. What?
27th row. That sounds good good seats, Christina. That's a lot. We're gonna go see. Nana doesn't know this. We're gonna go to the Firebirds game tonight for Dia de los Muertos. Celebrating. We get a free scarf. I already told Papa. I was gonna tell you after the live. I bought tickets to the hockey game.
Are we really
Firebirds,
gonna go?
7 p.m. We got to get there early to get our free scarves.
Oh, we've been there before, and I just loved it.
It's so fun. Follow along on Instagram. I'll post to my stories. Nana's hockey game experience. As Minnesotans, we got to support our local hockey team.
How nice of you to
And
do that. I'm so excited.
3 tickets for like 170 something.
Wow.
So a little bit of a.
So Chel's not going to be able to make it because he's working. Okay.
27th row, but yeah, Sting and Billy Joel are probably bigger names than the Coachella Valley Firebirds.
But how exciting! How fun!
Yes, but have so much fun. That's a month rent in LA if you're lucky, and you're paying $2,400 in LA. You're paying $3,000 or more. A lot of places. Okay. So let's take a listen to this. There's Ryan. I need to reach out to Jeff Lewis and be like, bro, you need me and Ryan Bailey on to do impressions of the cast.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
And to just talk some shit. Okay. Oh, no sound, they're saying. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just try to share it again. We're just getting all the sound over here. Okay. That's us hogging all the sound. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear the audio when I replay it again.
What kind of relationship do you have with Ariana today?
We don't have one.
You don't have one.
No.
Okay. So you've never been able to really make amends or
even thawing together, like her coming to you, you coming to her.
That will never happen.
Really?
No.
But you guys are all in that same social circle with Janet and Sheena and all of that. There's nothing like, I always want people to be able to, like, you know, make up with each other, especially the women of that show who I think are the powerhouses. And especially you see that on the Valley, because I think they're going to have a heavy girl power season. I mean, would there be an openness to that at some point?
No.
no?
Wow.
No.
See, this is the problem, Lala, because we've seen these, you know, there's such incredible damage to these relationships, right? Where they become irreparable. And now they're having to end the shows as a result, right? So Vanderpump Rules is probably one of them. Like, where do you go from here?
Let's just say there's no more story to tell, right? There's only 2 people to blame for that. And that's Sandoval and Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought she was going to say Ariana.
Ariana, I will always be a cheerleader to watch someone. She was absolutely fantastic on Broadway. I heard killed it on Love Island. I've never watched the show and certainly didn't start watching it because we were not good. But I have no ill feelings about anybody on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what feels for the first time like I just feel peace.
Between oat milk and almond milk, which should I drink? They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Okay, Nana, I'll go to you first. Thoughts on what you just heard from Lala?
I don't believe her.
What do you mean?
I don't believe that she's fighting with Ariana or not liking her.
What?
I don't believe that.
What do you mean?
Don't you think that they're still friends and they're just kind of...
No.
Really? Don't you think that they're still friends?
Mm-mm.
I do.
I forget that maybe because you didn't keep up last season, right?
I didn't.
So
from
you
the
didn't
season
see.
before.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what. Yeah, Nana didn't really keep up. So Lala's been throwing a lot. The whole season 11 was basically Lala and Sheena simping for Tom Sandoval's crazy. Okay, blaming Ariana. You know, Ariana's ruining the show. Tom Sandoval trying to push the narrative that somehow Ariana needs to talk to me. And them kind of going, Ariana. So the jealousy of her success, it was so strange to come off season 10, that's fascinating. Talking to someone who only watched season 10 and didn't watch season 11, thinking that can't be true.
No.
And so you genuinely were like, what? And
I never would have guessed
because
that.
after Lala, you know, took up for her and seemingly kind of had her back, for which we now know were probably, you know, mostly opportunities for, you know, selfishly that. But yeah, unfortunately. So Lala's continued. Ariana doesn't say anything about Lala. She's been very respectful, but Lala stays making these side comments about Ariana and her success. And then at the reunion, and just making it seem like it's Ariana's fault that the show will be canceled. Lala even tried to change history in the narrative that she's always been 100% shared her life, and that's their job as reality TV stars. And Ariana is ruining Lala's paycheck because she's got to pay for her child. She's got to feed her baby, as if this is the only way she can feed her baby. Her babies now, Mazel. So she, was like blaming, like, it's Ariana's fault. She's ruining the show. Like, ridiculous. And so she stays just, and we know that that's not true. You can't change what happened in history. We know that Lala remember how secretive she was when she dated No Neck Randall?
Yeah. Oh, No Neck Randall.
When she dated, the Big Ed of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm me and my man, we are not, don't get popped. Like, I'm not talking about my man. And she wouldn't, and they're like, the proof is out there because it's on video. So she, and you said it at the reunion, but now all of a sudden she's been so transparent. She shared so much, and you can tell it just all comes from a place of jealousy. And also it seems like some of the producers were pushing for Sheena and Lala to welcome Sandoval this season back in with open arms, without him learning anything, without him being truly sorry. When you do bad things, it takes time for people to forgive. If they ever choose to, that's on them. But there has to be retribution. You got to pay penance. Like, if you truly care about wronging your rights, but he didn't, and they just wanted to throw him back into the show. And it seemed like Lala and Sheena, could be bought. And so they, kind of threw Ariana under the bus. They capitalized and profited off of her during Scandal, being Team Ariana and Go Girls. And then when production said we could lose the show, you got to kind of go after Ariana, allegedly. I mean, everything we say is true except for the parts that are false. Everything's for entertainment purposes only and alleged. But they were quick to go, yeah, let's throw her under the bus. So Ariana stays doing all the things Lala wishes she could do. Remember when Lala couldn't buy her way on a New York Times bestseller list? Because we do. And, Stassi's got like 4 or something now. And she would love to be on Broadway, performing, dancing. And Lala's like, I have big projects too, as Ariana's hosting Love Island, giving her the job of the host of an extremely popular television show that only got more popular on Peacock when she started hosting it. And Lala was like, oh, I mean, I'm doing my own thing too. Don't get popped. Lauren from Utah, she was like, I'm doing Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? I did an episode of that. And we're like, I'm sorry, the one that Travis Kelce's hosting? Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm just going to keep my Travis Kelce on the football field or on the set of Grotesquerie. Okay. So unfortunately, she stays hating. Now, I think, Nana, this has to do more with Lala's ego. She just can't she just can't just say, you know what? I did get jealous. I did get worried we were going to lose the show. I did kind of sell out for that reason. I am kind of a hater. She can't say that. She can't get over her own ego. I am mad because I think Lala was mad that people really felt for Ariana, what she went through with Tom, but no one gave as much of an F about her and Randall because
no one liked Randall.
No one liked Randall, and no one liked your relationship. No one was cheering for you. You literally got with him, and all you did on social media and on the show is bash his wife that you were allegedly, that's what they say, cheating with him. And he had a wife who is a wonderful actress and he has 2 daughters with, and you were like going after her. It's out there. The clips you can't. Now they're friends. Great. Love it. But that's what you were doing. So I don't know if you noticed, but around these parts, we don't cheer for the mistresses, nor do we cheer for the cheaters. We just don't. Okay. Ariana, on the other hand, that's a very different story. We were invested in that relationship. They were on the show the whole time together.
Most definitely. They had bought a house together. They waited before they bought furniture. And they wanted the perfect stuff. It's like, what
They
people do
both-
when you're in a relationship. You work together.
Yes, they both
And-
seem to like evolve. And granted, people can say, "Oh, it started off of him and Kristen and whatever." And yes, back in the day, it did. But Kristen herself, the other party, said, "Oh no, I have no ill will toward Ariana. Me and Tom were cheating on each other. It was a bad relationship. Tom and Ariana were better off together." Kristen and Ariana are very good friends. So not the same as going into a marriage. Obviously the number one guilty party in that is Randall, because he's the man who's married, the husband, the person. Don't blame the
Yes.
woman. But Lala, you made it so impossible to root for you at times, because you were so rude and mean and egocentric when it came to his wife. It was almost like you wanted to take your platform and be a mean girl and roast his now ex-wife and make it seem like there's something wrong with her. And if she could have kept her man, when really it was No Neck Randall the whole time.
Absolutely.
So I think there was a jealousy that came out of that, where she was like, no one cares, because she thought that season was going to be, she left Randall. He was cheating, like, duh, cheating begets more cheating.
Surprise.
Like, I mean,
Surprise.
shocker. Isn't that kind of what he does? I mean, no one as attractive as Lala or any of the other women would ever get with him if he didn't have any money or influence. Then it turns out he doesn't really have any money or influence, allegedly. And now she's gone. And who knows where Randall is now? Probably pickle bongs somewhere trying to do a Ponzi scheme. Who knows? But he's a loser. No offense, all offense. And so I think it was a lot about that, like America or the fans resonating, and everyone, I think, with Ariana's story with Tom Sandoval, having him cheat on her, whether their relationship was good or not, whatever, having him cheat on her with her friend in their home while she's grieving.
So dirty. It was so dirty.
And so many people, I think it resonated with so many women and men who have been in that situation where they're like, fuck that guy and fuck people who do that, and then lie straight to your face. I mean, we then had to go back and watch that season and know that these camping trips they were on, these parties they threw for Rachel Raquel, Tom and Rachel were boning this whole time. When Ariana's mourning her grandmother, he's boning her in their bed or their guest room bed. When Ariana's mourning the death of their dog, their beloved dog, Charlotte, Tom's not mourning, he's boning Rachel Raquel. So we were all like, what? This is crazy. These two are devious.
And because I didn't watch last season, is Rachel still on there? Rachel Raquel?
No, she did not come back, because she went to that Meadows or wherever. And then she started doing a podcast, but now she said the podcast is over.
And there's no relationship between her and Tom Sandoval anymore?
No, Tom is now, yesterday's video that we kind of listened to, we didn't even get into the part where he was talking shit about Rachel. And again, blaming her and saying that she seduced him and she made the first move and she took her clothes off. Well, guess what? Anyone, if you're in a relationship and you are, a person who is like faithful, anyone should be able to take their clothes off. And if someone took their clothes off, I'd be like, excuse me, sir, put your clothes back on. I need to go home now. Is this Harvey Weinstein? Is this a what would you do? Is John Quinones here? Because I do have a crush on him.
I like him.
You can't have him. He's mine.
I like him.
I'm going to go after Ron Howard.
Oh, stop it. Remember when we were at Target yesterday and you said, oh, that's nice, Nana, that you hang up things that are falling on the floor.
Nana picks up everything that's on the floor.
But here's what I think. This is a true Scorpio.
She doesn't do it for good reason.
I just think I'm being watched on camera and I'm going to hang it up, and then someone's going to come out of the dressing room saying, you get a $500 certificate for being the nicest customer we've had today. In my head, I think that's going to happen.
You're only doing something nice because you want to be rewarded for it.
Well, that's right.
Sure. That's very nice. Thank you, Christina, for the super chat, Christina. And Lala, like Rachel Raquel says.
Thank you, Christina.
We love you too. And Karen, thank you so much for the
thank
super
you, Karen.
chat and your sweet doogie.
Oh, Karen, I got my sister's name is Karen.
Shut up. He was not on Ryan Bailey.
How did we miss that?
My boyfriend? Is Ryan moving in on my... This is the new creator drama. Me and Ryan have beef now because... Are you coming from my man, Ryan Bailey?
How do you say his last name?
Quinones.
Quinones.
You better get used to it because of Chell, he'll never leave and I love him. But let's say he decides no, I don't even want to say that.
No, don't
'cause
say
put
that.
it-
That just,
But
yeah.
let's say he wants to take in a third. Okay.
Oh,
John Quinones wants to be our sugar daddy. Him and I. We could change our name to Quinones. So I was saying you gotta figure out
learn
how to say
how to say it. Okay.
it. Oh my gosh.
And then April's saying
Yes, he
Um,
interviewed him. I missed it. I'm gonna watch it. Oh my god.
we have to go
Ryan.
back and watch it.
Ryan, can you give us? No, I don't think I should talk to him. It's too weird because then I'll be like, oh, I just think you're like, I just think he's so great.
I know. I like how he just kind of moves right in and goes, "Hi."
Yeah, and his
We
voice.
were wondering. It's very
so
calming.
soft,
calming.
So soft. He's such a nice person. I hope there's not like a Chris Cuomo moment coming out for him.
Oh no.
But he's just so soft and smooth.
He was. I
and-
could listen. I could lay back and listen to him and fall asleep with that voice.
I also people have said, oh, so you just like him because that's like what Chel's gonna look like when he gets older. I go, yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very handsome man.
Mhm. Very
I was just
handsome.
going to say something, but then I forgot.
Probably I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. And it was a few people before this one. Someone had said something, and I was gonna
Joseph says
comment.
Rachel Raquel has a new man who's a scientist, and that's why the podcast shut it down. Joseph, are you for real?
A scientist.
What kind of scientist? I gotta look into this. I am just getting out of my Big Brother 26 coma.
Raquel has
So-
a new man that is a scientist.
And you're blowing our mind, Christina. And John Quinones is from San Antonio.
Is he? I mean,
Well,
he's just so.
Maybe, if anything, no, I don't want to say that either.
He just seems so caring.
maybe you and
doesn't
Dad
he?
could see if he's into. He's probably married, but
No,
it's
honey,
not a What? You guys, no. What? Remember, she was dating a guy from Arizona, was like a business guy. And then she said she broke up with him because he put their picture together out on his social media and she didn't want him to. And it's like,
Oh, you know what? Grow up and come back. Grow
a
up.
rock. I didn't think, what? Okay, we gotta look up Rachel Raquel's new boyfriend, Nana. What do you think of this?
Oh God, hey, I'm surprised that she's not still on the show.
What? Well, no, because she wanted more money and she wanted a deal with Peacock or something. She wanted something and they didn't want to give it to her. And then she disappeared off to the meadows and
Okay.
now she's bad talked them. So all I see is the old boyfriend.
Is that the old boyfriend?
Yeah, this is this guy. I didn't think he was a scientist. Oh, wait, no, Rick, you guys are right. People Magazine is reporting. Oh, I should never doubt a lean teamer because they always know what's up. They always know what's up. They got their finger on the baby door pulse of pop culture society.
See, John is 72.
John Quinones?
Cammie
Okay.
Hawkins is telling us he's 72.
We just talked about it, Natalie. We love Zach Peters. Zach Peters, our buddy, our friend. Hopefully, we'll do another show
Yes.
together soon. And we love him, and he's getting sexier every day. Okay, so Rachel Leviss is leaving Hollywood 19 months after Scandal. Who cares? And she's dating a rocket scientist. Dun dun dun. He's an okay. I have to get into my Rachel. And Lala. He's an incredible guy. A source tells people of her new man. Really smart, kind, and down to earth. Okay, well, okay. Well, sure, we'll believe that. A year and a half after Rachel Leviss was thrust, you're telling me, into the national spotlight when her relationship with her Vanderpump Rules co-star Tom Sandoval was made public, the former reality star is stepping away from Hollywood and back to a quieter reality, and one that includes a new man. Leviss, who was known to audiences for her former moniker, Rachel Raquel, announced Thursday, October 17th, dang, we're behind, on the Rachel Goes Rogue podcast, who is still listening to that she would be walking away from the spotlight and from her podcast. Oh my God, I feel like I need that. We need to play a sound effect. Oh, not walking away from her podcast. Oh God. Oh God. Speaking of Love Island. Okay, that's a Love Island clip. Walk away from her podcast. Listeners may remember that Leviss only just launched the podcast in January 2024, using the weekly show as a way to give her perspective on the fallout between her and her former Vanderpump Rules co-stars in the wake of the romance that would rock the Bravoverse. Scandal, as fans dubbed it, led to the end of a 9-year romance between Sandoval and his ex, the great Ariana Madix, who also happened to be Leviss's former friend. Ugh, still makes me bleh. Soon, the whole world seemingly turned on Leviss, dubbing her a homewrecker, even as she ended her own relationship with Sandoval. She spent 90 days in a mental health facility and chose not to return to Vanderpump Rules 11th season, instead processing her pain on her podcast in regular conversations with psychological and self-help experts. Yeah, they were there like twice. Let's not pretend she wasn't just responding to the show and then her PR person. All right. But it's cute. She now knows how to talk in a mic. That's great. Many of the conversations on Rachel Goes Rogue have been focused on looking back, the star healing her emotional wounds by atoning for past mistakes made and clarifying other misconceptions viewers had about her role in Scandal. She's like, and Lala could do that. She could be like a slut, but they like wouldn't let me because Lala, okay, blah, 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 blah. But now Leviss says it's time to start looking forward, not back. I've made the decision to take both feet out of the Vanderpump Rules universe because Lala is still there. I want to start doing Amazon Lives as well and focus on myself and my healing, Leviss 30 said on the show that published Thursday, adding that she was choosing a life that is fully aligned. I'm choosing a life that is fully aligned in my values and who I want to show up as every single day, guys. Part of that life now includes time spent with her new friendships she's been able to form over the past year. One, she said, are built as strong foundation. Well, be careful, guys, because she will fuck your man. Allegedly. We don't know if she still does that. Of honesty and trust. All it takes is a year to be not. Nope, now I'm not going to touch your man's wiener. I'm done with that. Where emotions can be shared in a healthy and safe way. You're totally safe with me. I'm not even going to touch your girlfriend's vag. I'm not going to touch your man's wiener. It was kind of scary. It was kind of scary just starting over and forming new friendships and really putting myself out there, Leviss said. But one thing that I've discovered is that it's like night and day, and Lala wouldn't know that when you have friends that want to hear how you're feeling and want to get to know you for you and are loving and accepting and aren't going to react in a way that's going to minimize you as a girl. What are you talking about? How does Sandoval and Rachel Raquel make themselves the victim every time of their own acts, of their own behavior? She's like, I'm finally getting good friends. Bitch, you had good friends. Sheena's letting you live in her house. Ariana was like, go girl, do your thing. They were throwing you parties, all the stuff. And you, her man. Why can't people just, Nana?
Not just people, women. Why can't women?
Oh, we can't hate on women.
No, I'm just saying, why can't women be strong enough to just walk away from this kind of,
what are you talking about?
The idea of fighting with each other over these men.
Oh, yes, I agree with that. But why can't people take accountability for their shit? Why do they always want to make themselves the victim or go, I'm depressed. We all got mental health. We're all depressed. Everybody's ADHD. We're all here. Shout out to my ADHD neurodivergent fam. But that's not an excuse for bad behavior.
No, it isn't. But so many times, just like you said, Lala was hating on, Randall's ex-wife and stuff,
Seems lovely.
That's right. And I'm sure she is. If you ever talk to anybody that's in a relationship that shouldn't be in a relationship, the guy will always say, oh, my ex or my wife's nuts. No, they're not all nuts.
Never trust a man. If you're getting in a new relationship, ladies, take it from almost a 69 boys, Nana 69. She knows about it. Okay. And a 44-year-old. If you ever, most people probably know this, but if you ever are getting with a guy and he wants to talk about his crazy ex, run. No man who is a evolved human being, a nice human being, isn't cuckoo bananas or problematic himself, is going to refer to another woman that he had intimate time with as crazy. You're just not going to do it. You're not going to defame somebody like that. Now, if he says, here's a stab wound from her, allow him to call her crazy. That's a local, but be critical and say, what did you do?
It depends on how it's healing.
Yes. And, did you stab her first? Did you have sex with her friend? But for the most part, red flag when a guy
Red flag.
wants to say all his exes
Huge.
are crazy. Really, sir? All of them? Okay. Okay. But accountability, Nana, what happened to it?
Accountability. What happened
People
to
just
it?
being accountable for their bad behavior.
Remember to vote. That's all I got to say. Remember to vote.
Salt Phone says, can't wait for the season 2 comeback of Rachel Goes Rogue. Rachel talks about rocks. It was supposed to be about rocket science, but she got confused. She's like, and Lala, we're going to talk up today about rocks. Okay.
Oh,
Wait, what do you do again?
Oh.
I'm no, because usually our pants are off. I haven't really talked to him. We just put on the overhead. We put on those galaxy lights. And then we just touch our genitals and drink Coors Light.
Oh, I liked Coors Light.
Who didn't?
So when you brought up rocks, that reminds me of a Halloween thing.
Okay.
You know?
You
It-
rock.
what-
Crack rocks?
No.
Coke rocks.
No.
Drug rocks.
No. It is Snoopy and Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's Halloween.
Oh, yes.
And the kids go in 1966. They had it out there, and it's just the cutest cartoon. And all the kids are trick or treating, and they come back and they're looking at their bags, going, "Oh, I got a candy bar. Oh, I got a sucker. I got some gum." And poor Charlie Brown would look in his bag and go, "I got a rock." So anytime somebody says something about a rock,
Charlie Brown a rock.
watch it. It is just so good.
I feel like I've seen. Is it
Oh,
the
of
Great
course you have.
Pumpkin?
Yeah, you're a great pumpkin.
But I
yeah, great pumpkin.
God, that
Yeah,
he
I got
a
a
rock.
rock.
But was it a crack rock?
No.
Are you
I
sure?
was positive because my brother.
Charles Schultz was from Minnesota,
No,
and he
Charles,
did
we're
live
very
in St. Paul.
we're very proud of
Where
him
there are
being
crack
from
rocks.
St. Paul, Minnesota. But my brother and I would always say that to each other. I got a rock, and no matter what, I got a rock. It was just one of
Don't
those
give away
things.
rocks.
No,
Don't give away toothbrushes,
and don't give away raisins.
and don't give
Now,
away.
We went to
raisins.
Costco yesterday.
Mhm.
Let's go there. We went to
We're going
Costco,
there
and
Very
we're
dramatic.
looking for candy
for ourselves. No, for the children.
for the children. It's all for the children. And was it Costco we got the candy?
Yeah, big,
Yes. Okay,
huge
because we had
bags.
went to Target
2
too.
bags. I don't know how many trick or treaters I'm going to get, but I'm just going to give the kids a lot of candy. 2 big bags. But I already started eating it.
You know what? We said we can all each have one.
I had 21.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I go, are there any Twix in there? Are there any Kit Kats? Yeah, stop
And
the
then
insanity.
I woke up because the cats woke me up because my dad was downstairs on the couch. Nana was in the guest room sleeping already. I was in my bedroom falling asleep, and I hear crash into me. It was Dave Matthews. No, in our living room. No, I heard crash, boom, and I was like, "What the heck?" The dogs got up. We all went downstairs. There's my dad on his phone. "What's up?" And I go, "What happened?" I think the cats did something. I was like, and all of a sudden he's like, "I'm not sure." The lamp on the table over, the books on the table fall, and Papa's just like, I go, "Are they bothering you? Should I take them upstairs?" No, I didn't really hear it. I'm like, I heard it from upstairs in my
Oh,
bedroom. So
stop.
then it was so traumatic, that I had to get 2 Kit Kats, a Reese's,
Oh my gosh.
and a Milky Way fell in there. And now I have wrappers.
There's Milky Ways in there too.
I know.
Let's throw them in the freezer.
I like throwing my candy in the freezer too, especially my
Absolutely.
Reese's.
Absolutely.
So now I have candy wrappers in my nightstand. Okay, we
Now-
digress.
But
But
let's digress a little bit more because Kara's asking me.
candy cigarettes.
Oh, that's right. I just jumped on that. OMG, candy cigarettes. Yes, they're the best. I do remember candy cigarettes. And what was wrong with? Yes, they were chalky. They were delicious.
But remember when you blew on them and then actual like a puff of smoke would come out, or it was like the chalk?
Yes, that was the bubble gum cigarettes.
Oh, got it.
Let's
but I remember the
get
candy
this straight.
ones.
The candy ones
they
were really
were
chalky.
at the little store down the street from our house in St. Paul. I remember it was like
Yes.
a mini mart.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the little red tip on the end. And oh my God, I just love them. I wonder, do they still sell them?
I don't know. I think now they kind of venture away from that kind of stuff. They want to promote smoking.
Can we go to Pink Donut?
In a second, hold on.
All
Let's
right.
just finish the story.
All right, sorry.
In our
Pink Donut,
ADA,
we're coming back.
in our
We're coming
ADHD, one of us is medicated. One of us, but we don't point any fingers. So Rachel Raquel is just saying her boyfriend's very supportive. She feels very happy. And yeah, the reason I'm choosing to share it with you guys now, because Lala wants a man. No, with permission of my significant other, is because it's a success story and there is hope for the people that are listening who are struggling with relationships. If you're a 7-foot tall model on television who is very flexible, you too can find a man. Okay. I love when like the beautiful are like, I found a man. You've never had a problem finding a man. Like we've always seen you with a man. What are you talking about? We're not going to be trusting your judgment yet, ma'am. All right. So she's loving it. There's hope for all of you single fucks, she's saying. And really, if you can't quite see the light at the end of the tunnel yet, just be really thin and young and attractive. And when you do, course correct and choose a different lifestyle, which I guess is stopping podcasting and walk into a laboratory and find a scientist. You can, prioritize yourself, go to some concerts, drop some ecstasy, allegedly, and put all that energy back in yourself. And then you'll really begin to attract a different caliber of person. Okay. This is probably the last person we need any relationship advice from. They met through mutual friends and they hit it off. He's an incredible guy, she keeps saying. Really smart, kind, down to earth. Sure he is. Most importantly, he knows about science. No, he's disinterested in social media. Okay. He's not even on social media. So his priorities are really in the right place. He's like trying to cure cancer. It's crazy. As for what's next for Leviss, the source says she'll be continuing to split her time between Arizona, where she has a house. Did she buy a house? Damn, Rachel. And Idaho, where her parents, I thought her parents live in Arizona. I'm so confused. She loves the health and wellness field. I'm sure she does. With therapy and learning. So she's going to put her focus there, the insider says. And though Rachel Goes Rogue is ending, the podcast will be getting a new title. Oh, Jesus Christ. That means it's not ending. Oh, God. You guys are right. She's going to do rocks with Rachel.
Oh, my God.
Rocking out with Rachel. Let's
Rock
smoke
on.
some rocks with Rachel. And so it's ending. The podcast will be getting a new title and a new host. What the fuck? What do you mean?
Maybe the scientist is going to do it.
So there's a new title for it, new name for it, and a new host. That's a different podcast, right? What are you talking about?
Why
don't you just, but they're just going to take her viewers? That's what they did. They were like, hey, bitch, come over here, do a podcast because it's trending right now, Scandival. Then we'll get a bunch of subscribers that are interested in Scandival.
Oh.
And then, just kidding, here's another. So that they can start, because when you start a podcast, you have no numbers and you can start with that amount of subscribers.
Wow.
Oh, let's see. Okay,
That's devious.
That's scandalous. So it's going to be a totally different podcast, but all of you who subscribe to it are going to be like, who the fuck's this? And then one day just be a new person. And then their ad rates and all that. Cause you dirty dogs. Okay. So a new title. The podcast is going to go on, but there's still going to be Vanderpump content to discuss. Oh God, I already do that perfectly. We don't need this. The source says,
move on.
Rachel won't be a part of it, but there will be someone new to get ready to go rogue. I bet it's Joe. It's Joe. She's gonna go, hi guys. I just want to put one more thing out about Tom Schwartz. It's been 3 years and I'm now getting over him. So my dog is losing its third eye. I'm gonna have a GoFundMe, and so I'm going to put together this. We're gonna listen to these really sad songs while I hold up picture of Tom and his family and pictures I took of him while he's sleeping. Here's a picture of his butthole. Is it gonna be Joe Wenberg? You don't even know who she is.
Oh, it's a girl.
Okay, yeah, it's a girl.
No, I do not know.
Okay, so let's see if they do say never miss a story. Okay, blah, blah. Leviss did issue people a statement about the end of her podcast. She's grateful. Nobody cares. 65 episodes. Oh, my God. The listeners propelled Rachel Goes Rogue to the top 100. That's why they're not just putting out a new podcast. They're just going to give you a new host and a new name, and they're going to use all of you guys. That's horrible. But who's the person hosting it? what? Who's the person hosting it? So she sold the pot. You know how people can sell their Instagram accounts? If you got a lot of followers, people will buy it because then they get your followers already. You don't got to build the audience.
Wow. You don't have to do the work.
I guess she did. She probably sold it. Yeah. And it's called Going Rogue Now. Is it N-Dub? With Joe Wenberg. Hey guys, I just want you to know that I don't wear any makeup and my dog's eyes are, I don't know. The lady had a GoFundMe and was telling us her dog was going to lose his eye. We were all worried, like, oh my God, he already only had one eye. He's an adorable dog. She would go live on these like manic rants and rub the eye, the socket where the eye used to be. And then she had a GoFundMe. And we were all like, she wasn't transparent on where the money would go or what actually. She's like, he's got to get rid of the eye. We got to get. But guess what? Months later, we don't know anything. She won't answer questions about it. And the dog still has his eye. So what is she doing with the money?
I think she's investing in the VHS tapes from.
I hated that too, April. We were all like tweeting at Lisa Vanderpump, like, can you help this dog? Because maybe they can save his eye. He shouldn't have to go blind. I mean, if he does, then horrible, and make sure he has a good doctor. But maybe we just couldn't believe this woman because she was clearly like drunk or something allegedly and losing it over this and just going live and getting people with these sob stories and the very erratic behavior. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. What happened to Checkers the dog? Poor baby. Well, I saw on her Instagram, still got that eye, still got the one eye. So I am glad that he still has his eye, but I hope he's healthy. I hope she's taking care of him because when you have to turn to the public to care for your animals are not cheap. We are all, fur mom and dads. We get it. My 4-legged babies.
They're wonderful. They're fun.
And you can fall on hard times. I've had to take out care credits in the past for animals and to get treatments. Things can be very expensive, but someone who's in the public eye, just off a show, why are you grifting off of your audience this early? You can get brand deals. You're just off a popular show. You can make money. She's also a hairstylist. So it was really shitty, I thought, for her to play on our heartstrings, like pull our heartstrings like that about this beautiful dog, which we're going to help. All we're saying is we want to make sure that money that she raised actually goes to Checkers and not her.
That was the name of Richard Nixon's dog too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that explains a lot, Joe. No offense, all.
I am not a crook. Okay.
Yeah, pets are not cheap, but they're worth it. But I would never come to my audience and say, oh my God, you guys, you have to give me money or I can't do this. Like that's up to me to be able to take care of my fur babies. You guys have your own fur babies. And I'm not saying you can never raise money because you see people, sometimes they have to turn to, GoFundMes for medical expenses. Totally do that and donate to those if you want to and to help people because people need help. But when it comes from a reality TV person now who's being very cryptic about where the money goes and is not breaking it down, and then all of a sudden, we need it now. We got to get rid of this eye. And she had a GoFundMe for the dog years before we found too.
I remember some of this.
Because you probably were in the live watching.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And it was just so pathetic.
After that,
it just
I was
felt
like,
so bad.
I'm done with her. Like I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. And I also stopped like covering lives that she would do because I was like, clearly this woman's sick. But that really that's gross. That's really sick that she did that. And people want to make excuses for her and she wants to play the victim too. And I just think she sucks for that. No offense, all offense. But yeah, it's scam. It's scam. Yeah, what did you do with the money? Did you cash out the money to GoFundMe? I don't know how those work, but you've had 2 now for this dog. And her dad's a doctor. And why aren't you taking your dog to the vet? I don't know. Okay. I'm just getting upset. I'm upsetting myself because half the time people, whatever, but dogs and cats and sweet little fur babies, they're innocent and they trust you. So quit obsessing about shorts and go get your baby's eye checked. Hopefully it's okay. Yes, that's what she said. Her dad's a doctor.
Or is he?
We
don't know.
Yes, Amber. I saw that. She says, way to go, Jolene. You understand. I was sad to hear Joe say my dog is not a part of my business money. What my business money is for? What? My fur babies are my everything. Well, and also she said that on the live, but while selling merch with her dog's face on it. So I'm sorry if I sell Buffy, Teddy, Dave, and I call them the twins, Prince and Cordy merchandise with their faces on it, they're a part of my business. And when you bring your dog out or your animals, that's why I was so transparent about producer Tilly, because I had my kitty on my lives. She was the producer. Everybody knew Tilly.
That's right.
So I had to be transparent, as hard as it was to be like, you guys, Tilly passed away, and and to just say it out loud. It was very difficult, and to know that it was going to break other people's hearts in the chat, and people were so kind and loving, but I brought her onto this platform. So I need to be transparent, because I don't want people going, well, what, I love seeing that cat. What happened to it? You can't be irresponsible. You have to respect your audience and tell them, as hard as it may be, you have to say, hey. And also it ended up being extremely therapeutic, because people were unbelievably kind and helped me really just process, and just all the love I received was amazing, and that Tilly received. And I know she was fucking the best. And, people loved Tilly. People made like buttons and Tilly stuff, and she was just great. But yeah, you guys loved her, and having you guys show that love was amazing. And so of course I'm going to come and tell you guys what happened. I'm going to be transparent about, I was, and when Tilly was sick and with her kidney disease, I mentioned it a few times, but I'm not going to worry you guys with the worries of our home. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go, you guys might, because a lot of people have come to me, and unfortunately, kidney disease and kidney failure and that sort of thing can be very common in they don't call them, elderly cats, and even dogs. Mim's dog passed away from kidney stuff. So people, but they're not going to be like, you guys give me all your money and do that. No, I'm going to take care of my baby. I'm going to make sure she's okay. I'm going to get her the treatments and stuff she needed. And then when it came down to it, and it had progressed so far, and I thought she was in pain, and the doctor, asked the vet, what would you do?
Yes.
And they said, I would put her down. And I'm going to allow, I'm going to allow her, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to forego me wanting her on this earth, and know that she's so sick. I mean, she was 4.2 pounds. She had lost like a pound in 2 weeks. It was bad, and I don't want her to be in pain, because I love her.
That's
right. So I'm going to make sure Tilly had the most beautiful exit from this earth I've ever seen. It was so calm, and it was so patient, and our vet was so not, and it just warms my heart to think Chell and I were there holding her with her favorite blanket, which I still haven't washed. I know it's weird, but I don't care. Sometimes they snuggle with it. And she was so calm. And I said, did you give her, the sedative already before they put the injection in? She goes, I haven't. She was ready. And she was at peace, and she sat with us, and they have this, I think a lot of vets have this, like a, separate room.
Most definitely.
And we had a little buzzer when we were ready for her to come in, and we got to tell her how much we love her and how much she meant to us. And I even lied to her and told her that the dogs were dead, because she never really liked the dogs. I said, we got rid of them for you, Tilly. And we just got to love on her. And then the beautiful veterinarian vet came in. Shout out to all the vet techs and vets out there. You're beautiful, and I love you. And the vet, as she rubbed my leg, and Tilly, it was within seconds, she just went to sleep.
That's right.
And then we got her cremated, and now we also got a little foot, her little paw print. We didn't get one of her feet. That would be weird. But we have her ashes, and it was just, I would want that for anyone I love, to leave this world surrounded by those who love you, telling you they love you peacefully and not in pain. Everyone deserves that kind of ending,
Absolutely.
So I digress. But so it pisses me off when I hear Joe or any of these people using their animals to grift off their audience. Like, you don't respect your audience. You're taking advantage of them. It's like you're a scammer, and screw you, and learn to take care of your responsibilities. But obviously, again, if there are people who ever, you see this with like families, they'll raise money. My own cousin, who unfortunately, passed away, they had a GoFundMe, because it can be the expenses and all the things. It can be
things
horrible.
you weren't ready for.
Yes, because if a young person,
right.
So I understand people need that, and it's a wonderful site that people can use to during very difficult times, medical diagnosis, deaths, things like that. But to take advantage of it, like I think Joe did,
Yes.
that's fucking gross. And it makes people not want to give then.
When I first saw it on Facebook and I saw that people were asking for money, I thought, what is this? I didn't trust it right away. And then I started seeing more and more and more of it. Then I got it. Then I understood.
Yeah.
But that senior stuff, still hard to put money online out there like that.
Yeah.
So on a couple of them, I knew the people and I called them. I says, can I just mail a check? I just had a hard time putting like a card out there.
Yeah.
Not that you wouldn't put a card in a machine at Target, JCPenney, Costco. I just didn't want it to.
I feel like I get those emails constantly about like your identity is, we've had a breach in
Always.
I'm like, are you serious? Everywhere is. I'm not. You don't want to put your information anywhere. Julia says, my dad always said, if you can't give your pet everything they need and somewhat of what they want, then don't get it. I mean, it's true.
Oh yeah, your dad sounds amazing. Yes,
it's
most
true.
definitely.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to make you guys cry. But yeah, it's for emergencies and people need help. And yes, help people, but not but the grifting people that take advantage of this shit, I don't like it, especially when you're not being transparent where the money's going, like Joe wasn't. And these are good people who love animals and they want to help your dog. And if she would have just said, here's what he needs, because she would say, oh, the vet says he needs, well, what? She wouldn't say what he needs, but that he had to get his eye removed. But his eye's still there. So what happened? You know? And she got mad when people questioned it. You can't put out and ask for money for something and then get mad when people want you to break down the specifics of it. If she would have said what she was doing, I would have given her money in a heartbeat. But I'm terrified that money, that the dog is being used as a ruse and the money's not really going there.
That's right.
And you're really, so there's so many scammers. Mm-hmm. So many scammers. Yeah, she got mad. You are asking people to give you their hard-earned money, and then you're getting mad when they question where that money's going or how the dog is doing that you're asking for money for. That's insane.
That is insane.
And that makes me think these are going to a whole, this isn't really the truth. This is a nefarious reason, right? Brandy said I had to get care credit. One of my foster. Oh, you're so sweet, Brandy. And unfortunately, me too. Oh. I paid off my cat that Grace, I've talked about this before, and she needed this emergency surgery. And Chell and I are like, oh my God. And this is, back in 2010. And I said, what's the odds that she'll make it through the surgery? The doctor said 50-50. I said, do it. So I took out a care credit, thousands of dollars for this surgery. She made it through the surgery and then ended up going into like cardiac arrest like a couple days later and passing away while she was in recovery at the hospital, the animal hospital. And I paid off a dead cat for a while. Now, as a comedian, I could find the humor in it, but because you have to, you're like every month you're like, here you go, care credit, thanks for nothing. You know what I mean? But that's the things that you do. And I'm like, what has went wrong in Joe's life that she's a almost 40-year-old woman? You can't put it even a Discover card, girl. They give everybody a Discover card, allegedly. No shade to Discover.
Allegedly, they do.
So there you go. Liz says, I think it paid her rent. Who knows?
Maybe it did.
Salt and Pepper Salt. I was going to call you Salt and Pepper. Salt Phone says, I've been deep into the scammer world lately. Watched Anatomy of Lies and listened to Scamanda podcast. See, I don't know if I know who Scamanda is, but I saw you comment before about that. So now I'm like interested. Lots of people faking cancer.
Oh, please.
I knew a comedian once in Arizona who faked cancer.
Where are they now?
I think in Los Angeles.
But bump. Okay.
I've known a content creator who pretended they had cancer. Oh,
please.
People are really sickos.
Remember, again, to hit the like and to vote.
Yes. And Teresa, I'm so sorry about the loss of your pup. Put your hearts in the chat for Teresa. Put, all the good vibes for your healing heart. It's an unbelievably hard loss. I mean, there are fur babies. And the saddest part is that we outlive them. That quote that says, your animals, to them, they're part of your life. or no, to you, it says, I'm misquoting, to you, they're part of your life. To them, you're their whole life. And when I read that quote years ago, I was like, that's so true, because we unfortunately will most likely outlive, our fur babies. And so we're their whole life. And for us, a lot of us, some don't, but a lot of us will go on to adopt and rescue animals again. And we never forget about our fur babies, and we never stop that love, and we take those memories and all the things, but, it's just, it's so hard. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Teresa.
Look at all the hearts coming through. I love that. Thank you.
Yes. Well, Vandy, good. Buy a turtle. They'll outlive you. But then what? It's like those ladies that buy monkeys who will outlive them.
Oh,
Did you watch that crazy monkey lady show? Right?
No, there was a Leave It to Beaver episode where Ward was going back and forth. Can Beaver have a pet or not? And he got a monkey. And monkeys scare me.
Well, people have.
I just don't think
tried to domesticate monkeys, and they profit off them. And there's this chimp crazy show that I watched, documentary on HBO that came out a couple months ago, and it's like Tiger King but for monkeys. This bitch is like, no, stop, leave these monkeys alone. They belong with professionals. They belong out in the wild or at like a nature preserve, a rescue for monkeys, not in your basement, Pam. Pam, don't feed them. Her name wasn't Pam, but okay. Darcy, don't give them McDonald's. Of course they love it. We all love it, but is it good for us? No, don't do that. She's like, I'm gonna give them McDonald's. I'm gonna keep them in my basement and hide them. And I was like, oh my gosh,
stop
psycho.
It. Teresa, you rode around and listened to Phil Collins. Could you tell me what songs you were listening to, or what's one of your favorite songs of Phil Collins?
Nana vacuuming in the 90s. Remember when the song, and I can't dance, I can't talk, only thing about me is the way that I walk, and she would vacuum me and I'm like, what the hell is my mom listening to? Wanda Lee, thank you for gifting a membership.
Oh, is that ever nice? Thank you, Wanda Lee.
Congratulations to whoever received the membership. Pandy says, for some reason, people want to make other people think they're sick. Like Yolanda from Beverly Hills.
Wasn't she, you guys?
I still don't know.
I guess
it's hard with Lyme disease because those invisible illnesses, I always want to believe, because some people get sick and there's no explanation.
Right. And I wanted to believe Yolanda, but if you look like Yolanda, I doubt that she was faking it. I'm just saying that because if you look like Yolanda and you had all that money and that refrigerator, you could see what was in there without opening it up. Hello.
Yeah, but then she had to get rid of the refrigerator because David Foster likes to keep marrying people and divorce. Now he's married to,
I know,
what's her nuts, that singer, beautiful Catherine McPhee or something, but I'm surprised he hasn't left her yet.
I loved Yolanda. I did. And I just felt really bad. But if you look like her, how wonderful it would be to just walk around. I would wear a swimsuit every day and just walk up and down the beach. That's what I would do, Yolanda, if I were you.
Oh my gosh. She had so many doctors.
Check her.
Oh, check her. Yeah.
I'll help you. I'll help you with those.
I've known quite a few people with Lyme. I wouldn't obviously wish that on anyone.
No.
It's so hard because people don't want to believe too your symptoms, and you're really struggling and suffering and you're really sick. So that's something that I think we definitely need more like research or something, or more understanding about this, these kind of what they would consider maybe an invisible illness. I know that one of the women, Tommy Hilfiger's daughter, she had a show, one of the first reality shows on MTV, and it was called Rich Girls or something. And I recently found old episodes of it on a YouTube channel. And I was watching it. It turns out I was like, well, I got to see what they're doing now. Is about these two rich girls, one of them, Tommy Hilfiger's daughter.
Wow.
And she, I think, went on to leave the limelight for a little bit because she was struggling with Lyme disease and addiction and stuff. So I think she made a documentary about it. So there you go. Christina says, I want to get high with Nana. Well, Nana wants to get high with everyone. But so far.
Christina, I just, let's see, I got to remember the date now. September 7th. I just celebrated 25 years of sobriety. So I'd love to get high with you, but I can't.
Yeah. Yes. People don't believe autoimmune. diseases, and it's extremely frustrating. I imagine that must be so frustrating. Liz says, I love Yolanda. I have fibromyalgia and arthritis and feel like I'm dying at times, and I wish I could afford the doctors. Yes. And
yes.
it's so hard living with those kind of chronic illnesses and autoimmune issues. And yeah, I think there's just not a lot of understanding or empathy around them, because people, it's kind of the same with mental health. They're like, I can't see it, you're fine. But you wouldn't say these, get up, try harder to someone at a broken leg. You would go
No.
fix the damn broken leg, but we digress. So Kelly says, was it all about her breast implants? I think there was some kind of toxic tit thing going on there, because silicone breast implants cause autoimmune disease in a lot of women. Learning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that can be very, I call, toxic tits, but for real, like, so they put that stuff in you, and sometimes it can really turn bad. I mean, again, we are
Just
at an hour and a half, but let's
just lift them up, girls, and put them in, have them facing the right direction.
Mhm.
Life is good.
But sometimes people, after, mastectomies or
Yes.
sometimes there's, one that didn't maybe pop. There's lots of reasons people get breast implants, and they
No, I
should be able to.
understand.
It just sucks that it can end such a horrible way. But like Nana says, just lift them up. We
Lift them
up. Lift up your tits. We lift them up to the Lord. Okay. So it's like my Catholic upbringing,
Oh, Christina's saying gubbies don't count, Nana. Well, I've been trying to talk myself around that one too, because I really would like to try a gummy, because some of them don't seem, when people talk about them, like this one helps you sleep. This one, well, get out in the yard, do some hard work. You'll sleep. You'll sleep. You don't need that. But I would like one that would speed me up a little, so I could, hi, Ken's going to go on there. What are you going on?
Meth.
Okay.
But then you'll be coming live and you won't have any teeth, and people go, where'd Nana's teeth go? And I'll go, oh my God, she's a meth ma now. Now she's meth Nana. So yeah.
But there are some gummies.
No, you can get, I don't know.
It's a fine line, either, what they call that, California sober, where you still get
a little marijuana.
you can still smoke a little pot or do
CBD,
whatever.
Nana, I don't think that gets you high, but it's very healing.
What
CBD.
is okay?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what CBD is exactly. Is it something you can get at?
Or you need the sativa strain rather than the indica, because they say, so the kids say, indica means like in the couch, like you'll be chill. Sativa is more, if you want to, not like, clean your house and stay up all night, but
see, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to put the Supremes on and just dust through my house and scrub floors and get it all done, so I'm not having to pick away at it.
Oh my gosh. So Teresa says, give her a Kiva Excite Sativa gummy. What would happen to her?
Kiva Excite Sativa gummy.
What would happen to her?
Is it like the gummies you just chew? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, but like, what's Kiva Excite, Teresa? Do tell. Stephanie says, as someone with lupus, I feel this so much, right? There's so many people struggling, and you look at someone and you might not know how much they're struggling, how in pain they are.
Yes, I'm not saying take it away. I'm just saying.
No, they weren't talking about what you said.
I'm not sure that I could cross that line. That's
of what?
All. Of doing gummies or
that's
smoking
not
a little.
Okay, they're not talking about. They're all for you. If you want to get high, if you don't want to get high, everyone's just here to help you, Nana. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Amber says, I give my dog. I've been thinking about maybe looking into that for dogs. You can get it without the high of THC. Oh, very nice.
Then why do it? I'm sorry.
Well, Tamara from Orange County, she doesn't have the fake gym anymore. Nana used to call it the fake gym. She's got Vina CBD. And Christina says it's pretty good, but take several for a good high. So you take maybe 1 for health, 3 to feel, kind of silly. I hadn't been high in decades, but good for you, Christina. You get it.
It's a tough thing. There's nothing easy about it, but
Lady Jane says, I'm actually cleaning my kitchen as I'm listening to you guys. Well, you know what? There's nothing better when I turn on a stream and it can get me through cleaning. I'm always so grateful. So I feel very just like honored that we could be because I honestly, I cannot clean without having something in my ear.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You don't feel that way?
No, I don't. I'm still, upset that, well, I do have that one little scrubber thing that I can stand up and scrub floors, but I can't kneel anymore. This is weird.
Not getting on her knees for nobody.
For nothing. But no, I couldn't kneel because I just had this new right knee replaced. And they said, yeah, some people can't kneel. It hurts. But I think if I found some really cushy something to kneel on, I'd be able to do that.
I think
But-
I can get you that off of Amazon.
No,
Easy.
Okay.
Like those kneeling pads. This
I
sounds
have-
bad. That
I-
grandma used to use when she was gardening.
Yes, I have those. That doesn't
Is that what you're
cut
talking
it.
about?
Yeah, Grandpa Bud had these great big knee pads that they're strap-ons. And
Nana has a rumor has it Nana has a strap on.
they're strap-ons, and I probably could kneel down, but it's just so you forget sometimes, and you go to kneel, and you just gotta go shoot straight up. Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
something as simple as kneeling. I mean, come on.
Something is yes, Joseph. So apparently, while Big Brother was going on, Tamara came out on her podcast with Teddy, which that podcast is a mess. Two twats in a Todd, or two tits in a pod, and said she was autistic. So a lot of women are getting diagnosed ADHD or ADHD with a form of autism, or a spectrum getting diagnosed on the spectrum at a later age, because we found that a lot of the research regarding neurodivergence, and especially with ADHD, has strictly been towards males and white males. And so a lot of women, including myself, were misdiagnosed at an early age. A lot of women are misdiagnosed bipolar 2, misdiagnosed depression, all these things, when really ADHD, because the way ADHD manifests and shows itself in women and young girls is different than men and young boys. So there wasn't a lot of research about that for neurodivergence for women or people of color. So now we've progressed, and we've gotten more research. So Tamara, so I was like, oh, get it, Tamara, great, love it. If you can get a diagnosis to better understand yourself, to be able to function, to just be your best self. If you need medication, if you don't need medication, to be able to get the tools to live your life the best way you can. I love that. I love it. But then if you listen, she says she went to the therapist one time. It was the first time ever going to therapy, and they diagnosed her right there.
Tamara?
Yeah. And I was like, I mean,
No, it's not a
I'm-
drive-by thing.
yeah. And
You
I'm
can't
not
just, oh my gosh.
we're not psychiatrists. We're not psychologists.
But
We
I
both
play
have
one on a
therapists.
podcast.
Yeah, we both have been to psychiatrists, have therapists.
That's right.
But I don't know if they do it that.
Nothing.
I mean, I will say, when I was diagnosed bipolar 2, when I was misdiagnosed, it was that fast. And turns out it wasn't misdiagnosis, because you shouldn't diagnose one that fast. But I had seen a doctor, and he was like, here you go. And they put me on this medication,
BS.
and it didn't help me. And Nana said, you are not bipolar 2. So there's bipolar 1, obviously. And bipolar 2 is more of a, you don't have the mania. There's no you don't have any manic episodes, I guess. Or I think bipolar 2, you could have manic episodes. You don't maybe have as many, something. Apologies if I'm getting it wrong. But it's like a mood disorder, And then when I actually started seeing, I took the medication for a long time, and I thought, well, this ain't really helping me. I don't know if this is my problem. And Nana would always go, you are not bipolar 2. You just are hungry. And I was hungry. So she's like, you just get a little angry when you're hungry. And then finally, when I saw like a good, I don't want to brag, you guys, but he was allegedly a guy that had worked with Britney Spears, okay, in the Beverly Hills. And when I started seeing him, he was like, who diagnosed, like, you've never had any, I should say, mania, manic episodes, nothing. And instead and I had pretty much already been tested ADHD, and they had said, yeah, you're probably ADHD. But then this guy was like, no, you definitely have bipolar, you're ADHD. And I was like, oh, so it can happen that fast, but I think there's probably a higher probability of getting it wrong, right?
No. If they can't even get a strep test right, on a quick strep test, do you have strep throat or not? No, nothing comes easy that fast. Sorry.
Right. And then once you do get your right diagnosis, you're like, oh, this all of a sudden, all these, because I feel like ADHD is very misunderstood. And some people just say ADD. You don't even have to say ADHD, but it's very misunderstood because it's not just, it doesn't, show up in people the same way, like I said. And people just think, oh, so you're hyper. So you're just like, you can't listen. You're like, no. And then when I actually started reading about it, learning about it, I was like, this explains so much. And I was like, she's definitely got it because it's hereditary and it's not a bad thing. Some of the smartest, most creative people you've ever known are ADD. It's beautiful, but it's great to have a good diagnosis because then you start to, all the things you did to mask symptoms, all the shame you felt, it starts to alleviate because you understand yourself and you understand, no, this is just the way my brain works. And my brain isn't broken. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just society is built for the, I guess, the non-neurodivergent brains. So anything outside of that, the neurodivergent brain looks like, why would you do that? Why would you say that? Why are you acting like that? And you're like, because this is my brain. So understanding is actually a beautiful thing. So I was so grateful. Because bipolar is just never, it's if you are bipolar and you get the diagnosis and you get the medication and it works for you, I love it. But to get misdiagnosed, and I'm taking, what was it, Lamictal, and I just, I still had all the same issues.
So the moral of this story and many others is listen to your mother.
Okay, therapist here, Liz, you don't get diagnosed in one session and you would go to us like, thank you. Because the time that I was diagnosed, I actually went to the hospital and the psychiatrist they had on there, they just diagnosed me and then sent me home because they had more, I was young. They had more serious cases of people dealing with mental illness. So they were like, send her home. She could do outpatient. And then I didn't question it because I was 28 years old. And I thought, well, he said it. I mean, he just met me. We literally met for 10 minutes and it changed my whole life. And had I known that I should advocate for myself and I should get a second opinion, had I listened to Nana, then I would have gotten the right diagnosis sooner. But I just thought, no, he knows what he's saying. So it's interesting to hear Leslie say that because, it wasn't then until I was like, this isn't fitting. And I'm still struggling and I'm having and then I went and it isn't just you go once, just like Leslie's saying here. So
that's
yes.
Right. Now she would remind people to please hit the like. And if someone could tell us the like count on this. I'm all about the likes.
Madeline says, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 47. Yeah, and my response to the news now, right? That would have helped me so much in school. Do you know how many times the teachers and stuff, they would be like, Jolene, pay attention. And Jolene, like my coaches, oh my God, my coach, shout out to Bob Horner, the patience, but he'd be like, Jolene, okay. He's like, she's out there dancing and doing, everyone else is. And I'm just like, but I still was able to do the things I needed to do. Same with school. They would go and you'd have my school conferences. They'd be like, well, Jolene, she talks is distracting the other kids. She still can get her stuff done, but it's hard for them. With ADHD too, you're chasing dopamine. You're not, process and create, aren't able to create dopamine for yourself naturally, I think you would say. So you're constantly like chasing that. You process info differently, like Osfly Girl is saying. So yeah, it's interesting that once you do get a good diagnosis that fits, like you're like, because I was uneducated when it came to ADD, and I thought, oh no, that's what kids get, and you get Ritalin, and it's like no, and it's crazy now because people are like, oh, it must be on trend for women to have ADHD. No, it just actually is. That's how poor the research was, and that's how much we don't give a fuck about women's health in this country. That we were just like, nah, bitch, you're just moody. You're over here, and that's not to put down. Bipolar is a serious mental health. Disorder within itself. So, or not disorder, but whatever you'd call it, mental health. Just it's serious, just as serious as ADD. So, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So if
What
you
is
could,
the light count?
no, we
Anna?
already got, no, we already got the light count. That's good.
So I mean, it's not because it's in fashion to do that. We're not like, yay. It's just we're happy because we finally get to understand ourselves and we finally get to know how our brain works, and we finally don't have to carry that shame and guilt and mask it anymore. And it's almost like you can go, and we understand why we're tired at that. We understand how we work. Laura says diagnosis as an adult too. After after you were misdiagnosed, Vyvanse changed my life too, Laura. I do love a Vyvanse. I didn't like Adderall. Shout out to my Adderall peeps, but that made me violent. Kelly Kell said, my niece with ADHD got the comment that she brings a chaotic energy. That was. Go ahead, Dana. Tell 'em.
No, I mean, that is mostly what we heard, that she's very bright, but that she's nonstop talking to people around her. And I understood that because that's how I was. The nuns would say to my folks, well, if she'd put her head into the game and quit trying to be popular and funny, she really could be something. But, oh, well.
Which is sad because, not all kids and not all people learn the same or process information the same. And so if we had the tools to help, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And actually you did get, the diagnosis, because it how you work, what kind of work environment works best for you, all of that you can get too with the proper diagnosis. So
thank you for the number of likes that we've received. It's not enough. Please hit the like again.
Or we're gonna have Nana's eye removed, and we're gonna have a GoFundMe for it, and I'm gonna rub the socket where it once was until we get them on our legs. Graphics designer says, it's like when I got diagnosed as a gluten sensitive after years.
After a few years, I
wanted to make it very dramatic. I'm very chaotic. Of some other intolerances. And then my gastroenterologist said it was a fat. I thought I was gluten, and I will say I think I was hoping for it because every gluten person I knew skinny. So in my when I was 30, right, I got a colonoscopy and stuff, and they were like, nah bitch, you just got IBS. I was like, gosh darn it. But I also understand gluten allergy. That's difficult. You don't want a gluten allergy. But graphics, I see what you're saying, is that it's a fad now.
Okay, now to swing.
Oh, we have to react to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Do it. Let's do it.
Yes, but this was a fun little tangent.
I love this tangent.
Yes, Nana is a bully. Hashtag cancel Nana. Nana bullied me into liking, so I did it. Yep.
I like it.
She'll take out her own eye, and we'll start a GoFundMe.
I just need that as an affirmation.
Yeah.
I need that as an affirmation that you like me. You really like me. Sally Field. I love her. Okay, let's go with Beverly Hills. Let's see what they have to say.
Okay. Nana's Jolene. She really is. Okay. So we're going to watch. Here's what we're going to do. I don't want to get struck by NBC Universal because for some reason you want to strike us, even though we're bringing more attention to your shows and we adore your shows. So whatever. You can be a bitch about it. You might be able to hear a little audio, but I'm not going to share it because they'll strike me and then the whole stream goes down.
Okay.
It's a mess.
All right.
We're going to watch it. You'll see us react, and then we'll let you know what we think. This is the first look at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season, whatever the new season is, 13, 14, 15, 29,000. So we're going to listen to it and watch it over here, Nan, on this screen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You guys will just see us. Okay, lucky. And then let's watch.
Can they hear that?
You might be able to hear a little bit. You might be able to hear a little in the background, but probably not. So we're just watching. Start over. Go.
Sorry.
Oh, damn. they're sisters forever. Ah! Erica's still on Ozempic. Love it. Kyle's not a lesbian anymore. Dorit left PK. We have 2 new ladies. Kathy Hilton. Oh. New housewife.
Hmm.
You're going to St. Louis show. Lots of tips out. Jennifer Tilly. She's an actress.
I love Jennifer Tilly.
Of course, the big show.
That's right.
Oh. Who's that girl? Marissa's hugging. What did she just say? It's for open data. Of course. Marissa looks skinny. I think they got Mark here. Sutton, get her. Oh! 3 versus 2. Oh! PK Textile. Oh, they're going to fight. Kyle versus Dorit. One of the new women.
New season is coming out
What day?
November 19th.
It's a birthday present for Nana. Okay. Nana, first thoughts on what you saw in that trailer.
I'm still not a fan of Sutton. And they all look so thin. Are they all doing Ozempic? Are they all? I do too. Wow. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to not just see the sneak peek. I want to see.
What do you think of what you saw?
Oh, what I saw. Erica Jane, I think she should be off of there by now. I just don't. The minute I see her, I just see scam. I'm sorry. It was fun to see the ladies.
Okay. Thank you, Nana. Thank you. That was very PC of you. Definitely didn't get us canceled. Julia L. Selly says, I would love for you to reenact this like you did the BB live feeds. I'm probably going to have to. For sure. The season seems unhinged. So we have Kyle and Mauricio still going through, what is it, a divorce? What are we doing here? Where's Kyle's girlfriend? Not Morgan Wallen, the other Morgan of country music. I forgot her last name. I apologize. So are we not lesbian anymore? Are we not bi? What is, I don't know. She brought that into the equation. We don't know. Okay. So we're going to see Mauricio. We know he was dating babies. Okay. He was out there. Yeah. And then I think he was dating someone on Dancing with the Stars. Kyle didn't like that. We're also going to see Dorit as she's divorcing. I don't even know if she's divorced yet from PK, which, hallelujah, Dorit, get your freedom.
Yay.
Dorit versus Kyle. I am here for it. I kind of want Dorit to roast up Kyle because I feel like Kyle's been really hard on Dorit.
Who gets custody of Boy George, though?
Probably PK, because that's his business manager, unless he's like stole money from him or something. There are 2 new women, Jennifer Tilly, and I can't remember the other woman's name because they said it in the trailer, but they both, I think, will be. I'm excited. I think they're both going to be good additions. Erica Jane is still like, I'm doing shows and me, okay, look at my tits around. I'm on Ozempic. Tom's guilty. I'm not, bitch. So she's moving on. Garcelle, we didn't see a ton from Garcelle in that, but maybe Garcelle's just going to be our voice of reason this season. But really, Kyle and Mauricio at the focus, Dorit and PK, along with Kyle versus Dorit, where they're screaming at each other, like Shannon Bedore and Kelly Dodd going, "This isn't even my plight. It's even my fucking plight." So I might have to, you guys, and let me know if you'd be interested in this. I might have to get Sling TV back, and here's why. I'll watch it live on the East Coast. Should we do it like this? We're gonna have to vote in the chat, Nana. I'll watch it live on the East Coast with you. So I'll get Sling. We'll watch the East Coast version. And those of you who are on the East Coast, you can still watch it because I won't be able to show you the episode, but it'll be like similar to what I did with the Big Brother finale, where we'll watch it. And during the commercials, we'll have some fun, do a little roasting, recapping. It's like watching with your friend because I don't have anyone to watch it with because Nana's all the way in Minnesota. So I could go live and watch the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season every week, watch the episode and roast it and recap it as it's happening. Or I could watch it on my own, come back, and we can talk about it. But I watched the BB finale with everybody, Nana.
Was that fun?
Live. It was
fun for
actually
you?
really
Okay.
fun. I know other creators have done that, and I was always like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Because if I could share the episode and play it, it would be fun, But I can't. But it was actually really fun. And I don't have to watch it alone. Okay. So let's see what you guys are saying. Julia says, yes, please. Shine says, wait, what? I didn't even know about Dorit either. Right? Uh-huh. Let's see. You'll miss it, but you could, because you're in the UK, so you'll probably be sleeping or like 2 days ahead of us or something. East Coaster here. Yes, there. Feisty Kane said, I loved when you and Nana recapped them. I know, when we'll have to get Nana on so I can watch it live and we can do the damn thing. And then I can have Nana on when you're available. I don't want to put too much on your plate because Nana's looking at me like, bitch, I have a life.
No,
But maybe,
I like this life too.
a couple episodes.
Yes.
A couple episodes.
Yes, I like
Nana.
this life
She
too.
can come on and recap with me. So, live and so we watch it live and then I talk about it, and then during the commercial, and I'll tell you, you guys, if you get Sling TV, I feel like they should be a sponsor too.
Can you say the S word?
But
can you
if
bring
you
this down
get-
just a little for me?
If you get Sling TV, you can watch it all the Bravo shows play in the East Coast time. So you can
Wow.
watch them all in East Coast. You can because I don't understand why we can't, as a country, come together and just watch shows at one time. Right? Why do I have to wait 5 hours from East Coast to watch it? Have it available. If I can't catch it live, I'll watch it later. Like if it's in the middle of the afternoon, who cares? Some people, that's better for them. Why just play it? And then I'll catch. I understand
That's true.
sporting events.
Yeah,
Or
that's
no,
true.
I don't know how that works. Anyways,
I
Nana wants.
I just saw someone that from Hudson, Wisconsin. Oh, here it is.
Where?
Carrie Wild.
Oh,
Nana, I lived in Hudson, Wisconsin. I know Minneapolis quite well. Nice to see you, ladies. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
she made me scroll up for your comment, Carrie.
I love that. Well, when I see Hudson, Wisconsin and stuff, but I'm not big on Minneapolis as far as I don't know Minneapolis. I know it's a great city.
She's a St. Paul.
St. Paul girl. We don't cross that river. But someday when I grow up, I might cross that river.
Yeah, Minneapolis is a lovely city, and there's so many cute neighborhoods and pockets and stuff. Okay, so I'm seeing,
But thank you for mentioning where you're from because I love Hudson.
yes, we do. I do love Hudson and the St. Croix River.
Gorgeous,
Oh,
gorgeous.
St. Croix River. Downtown Hudson is so cute.
I just love,
Now I'm thinking about it. It's right across from Stillwater. I love Stillwater. Oh, it's just
I know
okay.
it's the best.
Bring back appointment. What's appointment TV, Susie Q? Welcome, Anna. Anna says, "Hey, my first time here in a new." Well, we are so happy to have you,
hi, Anna.
Anna Kanda, welcome. So, okay. Last thing we have to talk about. We're already almost at 2 hours. Okay.
Yes.
We got to talk about this Menendez thing real quick. Okay.
Oh, that
so
could be a long one. We might have to go live tomorrow.
well, we can talk about it more in depth tomorrow, but let's just get to the basics of what is going on. They had a press conference yesterday in Los Angeles. Okay, you guys. And if any of you have been watching, my No Offense, All Offense, I've done a live or two talking about the Menendez trial and all that. And before I would say I was kind of, I was a little bit misinformed. And then after watching the Netflix documentary, if you haven't watched the Menendez brothers Netflix documentary, watch it. It's very eye-opening. And then TikTokers got a hold of the trial and all of the things that happened. And we're really starting to question, have these men paid their, were they, first of all, yes, guilty, obviously, of killing their parents. However, from the first trial to the second, a lot changed. And the first trial they had became a hung jury. You had half the jury wanting manslaughter, half the jury wanting manslaughter, half the jury wanting something else. Okay. They talked a lot about the abuse within the family that they received from their dad, Jose Menendez, who was a pretty big entertainment executive, allegedly, according to the documentary and lots of people, quite a monstrous man. And also was a manager for the band Menudo, which included Ricky Martin. Once upon a time, they were like a boy band of young kids. One of the Menudo members has since come forward that he was sexually molested by, or he was essayed by Jose Menendez. And then Eric and Lyle, we know, have claimed that they were. And then they had family members come forward and say they knew about either physical abuse or were told about the sexual abuse. They had a cousin. So that in the first trial played a big role in how do we get to a place where these two young guys are killing their parents so horrifically. But then by the second trial, time had passed. OJ in LA, got not guilty. Rodney King went down. LA was looking not so good. The prosecutor's office taking quite big losses, and people felt it got political. So all of a sudden they were like, oh, remember all that stuff about the abuse and all the family members that testified on Eric and Lyle's behalf? That's inadmissible. In the second trial, also manslaughter's off the table. It's like whatever, it's murder. It's either they're gonna get, guilty and life in prison, or guilty with no possibility of parole or something, and maybe even the death penalty. I think she was trying to not get them maybe the death penalty, their lawyer. So
can I ask a question? Yeah. That one song that you always listened to back in the 90s, Murder Was the Case. Is there something like that?
Yes.
It reminded me of it when you said murder.
That's Snoop Dogg. Murder was the case that they gave me. I'm fresh out of my coma. I got my mama and my daddy and my homies in my corner. It's going to take a miracle, they say, for me to walk again and talk again. But anyway, that's a great song, Nana. Thank you for reminding.
Thank you.
I can't believe you remembered Murder Was the Case. But that is a fantastic song by Snoop Dogg, or as Dad calls him, Snoopy Dogg. Okay?
Snoopy Dogg.
Very good. So, so some people are saying, maybe they've served enough time, because now they were ultimately through this trial, which Eric and Lyle's lawyers thought was completely, the second trial, unfair. And they changed the rules to make evidence that's very important to the case inadmissible, and they couldn't have the same witnesses in that. It seemed like they just wanted to put them away. And public perception of them at the time was that they were just spoiled brats who killed their parents for money. But when you add in all this sexual abuse stuff, and then you get someone outside of these two boys who said they were essayed by their dad for years, you get a member of Menudo saying Jose did this to him as well. It's like, whoa. And then, so people started, re-examining this case on TikTok, because we've progressed as a society. It might not always seem like it, but we have, to where we do see that young boys and men can be essayed. I think they're like, no way. They could have fought, there's this thing that we put on men saying, you should have fought him off. Be a man. It's like, no, boys and men can get assaulted, and unfortunately, and are victims of these horrific crimes too. So now, people are understanding that. So there's been a reopening of looking at this case. They've tried before to see if they can, get, another trial. There's been other things that have never went through. But this time, it looks like they are putting in paperwork for what would be a resentencing. So they were both sentenced to 2 counts of murder, we'll call it, because YouTube likes to demonetize if you say certain words, which I've already said quite a few, so they probably already did. but they ordered 2 counts of murder each, one for their mom, one for their dad. And they were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. So now they've been in jail for about 37,
I think.
years almost, between that, somewhere around there. And they've both, according to the prisons and stuff, they have been exemplary, I guess, inmates who have taken their time there to further their education, help other inmates, help people on hospice or inmates on hospice and things like that. So so they're looking at maybe now they have served their time and they could be out on parole. And so by no means is anyone saying they're innocent, but they're saying that maybe they didn't get a fair shot that second trial, because to get to the point where you are shooting your parents in the face, there's probably a backstory there, you know, and that backstory was pretty horrific in the first trial that was televised of this sexual abuse that the boys allegedly endured. And they had Lyle, even as a little boy, allegedly went to his cousin and told her, and then she went to the mom, Kitty, and they just made the cousin feel like she was cuckoo. So I mean, you got Menendez family, you got Kitty's, the mom side of the family, going to bat for the sons, saying, hey, we know that there was stuff going on. Do we think it's right they killed their parents? No, but I think they've paid their debt right now. They live with it every day. They could have chosen to be in prison and be in gangs and do whatever, you know, take not a great path, but instead they've chosen to help people in prison. They've chosen to further educate themselves. So they're looking at a resentencing, you guys, and they had this press conference. We'll just play a little clip of it. Let me know what you guys think. Some people are very much against them getting out. I myself am not. I feel like once I watched that documentary, I also watched the Ryan Murphy, and I know that's a fictionalized version of it, but it was a good show of what, you know, they went through. And seeing how that, I had no idea that second trial was so, just the lack of justice. How could it just arbitrarily like, just kidding, the evidence is inadmissible now, and now you can't have these same witnesses, and now we can't even bring up the fact that you're claiming your dad SA'd you for years. I mean, Eric particularly, until maybe weeks before the murder, he was still getting abused by his dad as a like 19-year-old. So they had this press conference, and here's what the gentleman said. Okay, let's just speed it up a little bit. But some people are like, not today. Let's see what is. Oh, I don't have it in. Well, let's just see if we can play. I'm going to present. We'll just play the audio. Let me know if you guys can hear this, okay? As soon as I put it up. And I'm going to share it. Or maybe. Okay.
Let me begin by telling you that this is a case where we've had many people in this office spend a great deal of time reviewing the case. I have to tell you unequivocally that we don't have a universal agreement. There are people.
Can you guys still hear it? Put a thumbs up if you can still hear it.
That strongly believe that the Menendez brothers should stay in prison the rest of their life, and they do not believe that they were molested. And there are people in the office that strongly believe that they should be released immediately and that they were in fact molested. I have to tell you that after a very careful review of all the arguments that were made for people on both sides of this equation, I came to a place where I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate, and I am going to recommend that to a court tomorrow. What that means in this particular case is that we're going to recommend to the court that the life without the possibility of parole be removed, and that they would be sentenced for murder, which, because there are 2 murders involved, that would be 50 years to life. However, because of their age, under the law, since they were under 26 years of age at the time that these crimes occurred, they would be eligible for parole immediately. The teams that have worked on this, on the resentencing side of it, have spent literally probably hundreds of hours by now looking at this case. These cases were originally presented on the habeas side of it, which I'll explain in a moment what that is, last year, and then the request for a prosecutor-initiated resentencing occurred earlier this year. And there have been people in this office working in these cases from the very beginning, as well as many other cases that we have. The reason why I'm here today and why I came in front of all of you about 10 days ago is because there was a more recent documentary about the case
on Netflix
that again brought a tremendous amount of public attention.
Mm-hmm.
And we know there have been other documentaries, so this is not the first, this is the more recent one. And frankly, our office got flooded with requests for information. And even though this case was already scheduled to be heard in late November, I decided to move this forward because, quite frankly, we did not have enough resources to handle all the requests. And one of the things that I thrive to do in this office is to be very transparent in everything that we do. In this case, we review the prison files. And you have to understand that the way the process works, when you're talking about a sentence, a resentencing under the law, it really focuses not necessarily on what the original crimes were, but it focuses on, has the person been rehabilitated, number one, and number two, can they be released safely into the community? Under that rubric, since I've been in office, we have resentenced over 300 people, including 28 for murder. Only 4 have reoffended.
Damn.
If that was a regular recidivism rate in this country, we would be the safest nation in the world, but we know that it's not. In fact, somewhere between 40 and 50% of the people that go to prison reoffend and get rearrested. And that's why we have so many problems. However, when you look at the case of the Menendez brothers, you see 2 very young people. One was 19 and the other was 21 when they committed this horrible acts. And I want to underline, they were horrible acts.
Horrible acts, he said.
There is no excuse for murder.
Mm-hmm.
And I will never imply that what we're doing here is to excuse that behavior. Because even if you get abused, the right path is to call the police, seek help. But I understand also how sometimes people get desperate. We often see women, for instance, that have been battered for years, and sometimes they will murder their abuser out of desperation.
Yep.
And I do believe that the brothers were subjected to a tremendous amount of dysfunction in the home and molestation. But they went to prison for life without the possibility of parole, which meant that certainly under the law at that time, they had no hopes of ever getting out. They could have done what many other people do, which is basically said, you know what, I'm here for the rest of my life, so I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to misbehave, I'm going to join gangs, I'm going to live the life of the prison. But they never did that. To the contrary, even though they didn't think that they would ever be left free, they engaged in a different journey. A journey of redemption and a journey of rehabilitation. And often the people that begin their journey of rehabilitation and redemption in prison is often very internal. And what they do, and one of our lawyers pointed out this today, is usually the path is people try to further their education, do things for self-improvement, which the brothers have done, by the way. But it's more unique or less usual, I guess, when people not only do that, but they also begin to engage in ways to make life for others better. And in this case, the brothers have been doing so for a very long time, creating groups to deal with how to address untreated trauma, creating groups to deal with other inmates that have physical disabilities and may be treated differently. Even in one case, Lyle negotiating for other inmates as to the conditions that they live under during prison. And all this was done by 2 young people. Now they're not as young. They had no hopes of ever getting out of prison. They have been in prison for nearly.
Okay, so he is like, they thought they didn't have the hope of getting out of prison, yet they still chose to, in his words, do the right thing while in prison.
35 years.
So they've been in there for approximately 35 years.
Oh, okay.
I believe that they have paid their debt to society, and the system provides a vehicle for their case to be reviewed by a parole board, and if the parole concurs with my assessment, and it will be their decision. They will be released accordingly. I must underline, however.
Okay. So then he goes on to underline that in a case where, had manslaughter or had other charges been on the table, the same as it was the first case, and not allowed the second case, they would have already served their sentences and been out on parole, even with deleting their parents. So it's interesting. So they're filing the paperwork. This is going to be a little process, not going to happen overnight. Apparently the brothers were notified of this, like right as the press conference was happening there, because they kept pushing the press conference back yesterday. And then some of the family members were there. A couple of the family members spoke. So if it goes through, then they will be paroled. What do you think, Nana?
I haven't really thought about the Menendez brothers since they were convicted and sentenced. And I have not seen
We'll have to watch it. The documentary on Netflix.
the documentary.
Really good.
I haven't seen that. So it's all in all, it's just terribly sad.
It's horrible. Yeah.
Sad that the family's coming together. That's a good thing. And saying they should be out because of this. But it's like, I'm just not sure what I feel.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And I think that's a really good thing to say. Like, I'd be like, I haven't seen the documentary. Because I didn't know until I was like, went down a Menendez like deep dive, I was like, oh shit. Because, now, back then when they were being tried, I mean, I was a kid and we didn't know the detail. It wasn't like on the internet for us to just go check to see that, unless you were on the inside of it or something, you wouldn't know that their second trial seemed to be so different than their first. And they really moved the goalposts and changed the rules in that sense, with what was inadmissible and what was admissible and all that. And as far as mentioning their alleged abuse, and also the witnesses they had. So you wouldn't know that. And happy birthday, Miss T.
I was just going to say that. And Wanda Lee, she's got a birthday this month too.
Yay. And
Another
I just
Scorpio.
highlighted a couple things because I know that so this gentleman who was speaking at the press conference, people are wondering why now. Is it because of but according to him, I do believe that a lot of people have contacted their office in support of allowing the Menendez brothers parole. And a lot of, attention on social media and a lot of people looking at this case. And also, as I said, as we progress as a society, looking at what abuse victims look like and how it's not just women and men get abused, and boys, obviously. So I think it had to do with that, but they're saying he's up for re-election, like Endov is saying. And Joseph says it feels more political. So Gascon, that guy, can be reelected. So it's almost like it was people were criticizing it for being political the second trial back in the 90s. And now we're still saying, is it still political?
Boy, this is a tough case.
They have looked at it sooner? But now, since this reelection, now he's doing it since it seems to be what the public wants, and he wants to be reelected. I don't know. Pamela says their family's behind him. Yeah, a lot of their family is behind them. Still is. I think even Kitty's sister. I mean, it's and if you watch the documentary, there's also alleged that because abuse like that, an essay and within a family, that doesn't come out of nowhere. And they were saying that a lot of times it doesn't. There's a pattern, there's a history of it. It's a learned thing a lot of times. They were saying Jose might have allegedly been molested, and maybe there was talk of maybe his mom. I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know what, but now having a third party come out, not related to the Menendez brothers, saying Jose did this to me. And even the prosecutor on the first case, she said that where they had a hung jury, they were trying to get character witnesses for Jose, and they couldn't find anyone to speak for him because everyone who knew him allegedly was say he was a monster. They could only get his secretary. Was the only character witness they could get on the stand, while Lyle and Eric had a bunch of family and stuff. So it's, you know, it's interesting. Yes, and allegedly they're both married now, got married in prison. So that's that about that, you guys. You've joined us for another long one. It's been over 2 hours. I got to feed Nana. Okay. Angela says the whole family except for Kitty's brother. So, I mean, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And we just were talking about candy before. So I'm going to throw some Milky Ways into the freezer.
Oh, yay. Milky Ways into the freezer. And again, a very happy birthday to Miss T. This is for you.
Happy birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday. Shout out to Busy Blue and Tay the Bay with their wonderful birthday rendition. Shout out to all our super chatters today. Chickenhead, PK, Neely, Dorkface, Andrea, Melissa, Christina, Karen, N-Dub. Did I miss yours, N-Dub? I'm so sorry. Maybe they bonded over laying in bed watching Space Galaxy. Oh, Rachel killing her boyfriend? I think so. Wanda Lee, thank you for gifting the memberships. Christina, Miss T, N-Dub, Joseph, Pamela, and let's see, did I miss anybody? I don't think so. So thank you guys so much. Nan and I are going to have to do an unboxing because we've gotten a bunch of gifts. I know a lot of you are like, did you get my gifts? We did. We checked the PO box yesterday. We also got some Amazon. We got some stuff off our Amazon wish list. So we blabbed too much. So tomorrow when we start our live, we're going to recognize all, and some gifts I haven't even opened yet. So I'll open some live, or maybe we'll just do a separate. We'll see. We'll figure it out, right,
That's
Nana?
right. We always do.
But you guys, thank you so much because I checked my PO box yesterday and it was full. It was so full. They had to give me a key to another PO box. I felt very fancy.
Fancy.
Thank you guys. And Nana got some gift off her Amazon wish list. So thank you so much for that. And so she is so cute and she brought her little notes with it. So we definitely tomorrow we just pushed it back to noon today because we wanted to watch Zach Peters live. So shout out to Zach. But tomorrow I think we'll do what should we do? Because we're gonna go, we have something to do, but not till later. So go at 11:30. Is that good for you?
Yes, that would be good.
Okay. 11:30 Pacific. Tomorrow we will be back. All right. You guys enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your Friday or your Saturday, wherever you are in the world. Remember to enjoy yourself.
Because it's later than you think.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like what you see.